yeah, Unity Asset Store is kind of amazing for all of the stuff that you don't know how to do.
Or don't want to do. Or know how to do it. You know it sucks. Also for supporting creators. Yeah. Ian deserves something. Throwing him a bone.
So we're gonna make these things look pretty stupid.
Yeah.
I feel.
Do you have do you have a particular sort of meme face in mind or a particular emotion? Are we gonna take one and try morph target its face into different like meme faces? If we had a base one and
that would be pretty cool.
That could be kind of fun. Like if you could, get it from that to that, like even just those two, kind of like the nose literally shrinks and it does, like that kind of thing. The teeth grow, could be fun.
Oh my gosh.
Could
See
be
if we can do that.
Okay, so we're gonna. So he's got to have elements of all those pieces, but like.
Yeah.
So maybe give him a nose, and then it can like change its size. There's this moment in. So I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is a good film. I don't. Some people have said that they think it is. I don't. I'm one of those. I'm on the nay Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm a hater.
Boo Guardians.
But we need a lover on someone's side.
No, I actually liked the second one.
Okay,
I
good.
cried a bit about the father dad.
Yeah, I know.
father-son
Everyone's
thing.
like, it's right up your street. Like, it's all about missing absentee fathers.
Yeah. Yay!
But I have other reasons for disliking it, such as the characters didn't seem even vaguely plausible to me. They should have. I have this thing in films, right? So if you should be dead in the first like 5 minutes of the film, I'm not with you for the rest of the film, because you've already proven that the likelihood of you succeeding in this mission is like so improbable that you can't possibly be a hero.
Yeah, you're so weak.
Well, it's not weak. It's like you. It's not necessarily weak so much as the probability of this adventure ending well was so slim that you can't be a hero because you lucked your way into it.
Right.
And Guardians does not acknowledge the fact that they try to murder each other at the start of the film. They're flying through an asteroid field, both taking control of a ship. Like, they're dead. 9 times out of 10, they're dead. The rest of the film doesn't happen any of those times. And it doesn't matter, therefore.
So are you looking for more realism in your film about
I'm
a raccoon
No.
that can fly a spaceship through an asteroid?
It's not realism. I'm looking for my suspense, my ability to suspend my disbelief to be just a bit better massaged.
Right. So like the world needs to be a bit more cohesive.
I don't. No, it's yes, but I don't mind people surviving luckily. But they should acknowledge the fact that it's complete and utter luck. But the movie is called Guardians of the Galaxy, not called some dudes who just got lucky enough to win twice. It's not, if that makes sense. Like, I don't mind that they lucked into it, but they don't acknowledge it. They just spend the rest of the film going like, oh, we're heroes or whatever. Like, and then somehow there's many times in that film where through their own actions they lower their like survival probability like significantly.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have won. Like, I was rooting for everyone else in the film.
So then with the last Avengers film,
I haven't seen it yet, but I assume it's the same.
There's a couple of times where you're like, these characters should not be successful.
So when you take something like Thor Ragnarok, like, yes, he is in some cases his own worst enemy, but the tone of the film is a lot more like, oh fuck, I lived through that, and like that's okay then. Like, if you acknowledge that like you didn't deserve this lucky break, you're fine. Right? But it doesn't anyway. What was I getting at?
Guardians is a bad movie.
No, but there was a reason for bringing up Guardians in the first place.
I actually do not know.
Damn it!
Something about dumpster fire.
Yeah, no.
That started.
No, it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. It wasn't the raccoon either. Oh no, there's this wonderful moment in the film, right? So in order to travel light years in space in a normal kind of Guardians sort of style ship, you have to keep on jumping through space, jumping through like wormholes,
Right.
right? And each time you do this, you sort of decombobulize the physics of your current ship. So they're flying through all these wormhole after wormhole. So it's like fast sequence, and eventually they land on the planet they want to get. But their faces are doing this. Their eyes sort of morphing and getting big and small, and like it's such a good moment. It's just this one visual gag, and it's amazing.
Oh, so this is all you saying. There's actually a thing that you liked about the film.
Yeah, that is amazing, and recreating that.
Okay.
Is worthwhile. It's such a simple visual gag. It's so obviously good, and like there's someone at like, you know, it's James Gunn who's like, okay, I know I did a lot of stupid things, but the scriptwriters told me to do that. But this one moment I love about this film I made.
So Jared, tell us about what you're doing right now, because you've done quite a bit in the last 2 months.
We sort of have a phase. I have to think about making a mouth bag pretty early, otherwise I'm gonna have.
Explain to Terence what a mouth bag is.
Yeah.
It's the bag inside of your mouth. Yeah.
I call it a tongue.
No, it's the other bit. It's your palate. It's your mouth cavity.
Oh, okay.
So basically, this is sculpted. This is all one mesh, right? So I'll show you. This is one piece here.
Jared, Tech Art John asks, "What do you want for dinner from Steers?"
Ooh, a follower already.
Yeah.
Take Art John, if that's your real name.
Tech Art John. Gosh, Steers. It's such a big lunch
Oh,
already.
you have to go King Steerburger.
King Steers Burger for definite.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tech Art John.
Does he not?
Oh.
I'm here. What am I going to eat? I'm going to eat myself. Just.
What are you gonna have? But Evan, you're off the carbs.
You should say King Steer Burger as well, or just the
Yeah,
patties. At
just
least,
King
anyway.
Steer Burger and remove. Okay.
Sauce.
The
No,
burger.
I think you just have to remove the you say the patties. I'm good then. Wow, this fireplace is enormous.
Just get like 5 King Steer Burger patties.
Yeah, can I get 2 King Steer burgers and put them on top of each other, but without the
2
bun?
patties for the bun, and then a patty
Yeah.
in the
Can you
middle.
double a King Steer burger, or does that like get unstable?
You do get I think a Burger King Steerburger. What's it called?
Emperor?
It should be, but it's like a Grand King burger or something. It's basically like a third.
Yeah.
It's a third extra.
Why? This campfire is enormous, I think. Hold on, let me find out. Okay, no, it's huge. It's like 5 meters by 5 meters. Well done, Ian. No, it's not even that. It's like 1,000 meters big.
It's pretty cool.
Campfire for.
He knows how to start a fire.
Oh, it's 100 meters big, is what it is. It's 100 times the size it should be.
Adonis is asking, Chris, Jad wants to know why the head looks like Pangea.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a island paradise place.
Isn't Pangaea how Earth started?
Yeah,
Wasn't it
actually.
the one
it is.
landmass, wasn't that?
Yeah.
It split into Gondwana land or something else.
I like that name.
Yeah.
Gondwana land.
Why?
Why do I know that? That's such a waste of information.
How's this even meant to work?
Did you get to the point of what the Guardians of the Galaxy thing was?
Yeah. It's a. So there's. Oh, God, I guess I need to show this to you now, because if
I
you
don't know
didn't, if
I've
you.
seen it. I did see Guardians of the Galaxy, but
So,
my memory is. Like,
so it started off by Evan referencing Guardians of the Galaxy and then prefacing the reference by saying, "Now, I didn't think it was a good movie, but."
No, it was important to mention that.
Yeah, but then you have to explain why I didn't think it was a good movie, and that was the 10 minutes kind of
oh, I see.
sideways thing. But we got
Yeah, but the thing is, it's a 20-second clip in the film. But I feel like it redeems all of the previous criticism. That's my opinion. Yeah, are you watching my screen?
Yeah, we're on your screen.
In theory, this video does exactly what I'm talking about. in theory, but it might not.
Hopefully this is
Oh,
the right video.
yeah, this is definitely the right one. Okay, Jared, are you ready for this? This is what we need to be able to do.
It ain't healthy for a mammalian body to hop more than 50 jumps at a time. I know that. We're about to do 700.
Just
Yeah, that's it.
best part of the movie.
But yeah, objectively, right? Like, no one has a problem with that.
So, Evan, remember earlier you asked me how to spell my name, and I was saying how people spell it ridiculously sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Tech Art John just replied, "Hey Terrence, Terrance, two R's and an A.
Terrance.
Terrance. It's Terrence, one R, two E's.
Sounds pretty accurate.
Sorry, Gerard.
Oh, this fire's not that good, but it'll work. Sorry,
I was
Ian.
using a thing called realistic fire effects or something. There's probably like
Yeah,
a million of those exact
I
things
s-
on
I-
the
I-
asset store.
there was an option.
Gosh, I'm already breaking.
So instead of making a fire yourself, you bought one.
Yes.
How long would it take to make something like that? If you
I'm gonna put some
not-
candles around
Not
it.
too long.
really?
Yeah.
Do you have a realistic ground texture pack or something? That's what I want. Okay, putting this exactly in the middle of the thing. Going there. This isn't an important. Why am I even doing this? You might ask.
Yeah. What is the candles for? Oh, is it
Oh,
going to be
it's
some sort of
ambience. That's what candles are always for.
ambience? I thought it was like to add to the ritual or whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely part of it. Oh, I never have a good place to get sky. Camera, skybox, solid color. It's some sort of. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Where did his ears go, Jared?
They're in the wrong place, so I deleted them. He
Goodbye,
doesn't deserve
ears.
ears just yet.
He's starting to look like a bit like the guy from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Krang.
Krang, that's the one.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with that. Being a good thing.
Everyone would go with that being a good thing. Okay. Why in? Okay.
Give me
Dirt.
teeth.
Time to get some dirt. What is this? Floors. High quality dirt, 50 cents. Game ready. Okay.
Evan, what do you want from Steers?
A double emperor burger without the buns.
So no buns.
No chips, no buns.
No buns,
Double
buns.
emperor.
Double emperor.
The biggest burger you can possibly get from Steers.
Dude, I
With
can
the-
make it bigger.
With an extra egg.
Oh, you want egg?
Yeah, okay, if you can add that on top as well.
Okay, cool. I'll kill it.
Excellent. Thanks, David. See you later.
We are known for our hyper professional streams. So, hey, if you want food, apparently David's going out to get some.
So, Tech Art John is apparently David. That's what I got out of that.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yes.
How did you get teeth already?
This is a brush I downloaded.
A
That's
teeth brush.
yeah. No, I don't.
a
I
good
don't like
smile.
making teeth every time I have to
Yo.
bash something out.
Good teeth.
Grammar.
Grimer. Slimer.
Oh, is that his name from Ghost?
Yeah,
Ghost,
Slimer.
Ghost Pops, the movie. Ghostbusters.
Okay. Dirt 01. Game ready. I'm ready for you to dirt. So I think I think the noggin, you got this sort of like alien noggin. I
Mm.
think the noggin almost needs to be lower, so almost the eyes are close to the top of the
Yeah.
head. They have big heads, but they sort of their eyes actually start near the
Right.
top of the skulls. Like they actually just ignore foreheads. The only use of the forehead is to be able to show like frown lines.
Mm. It's literally just a ball.
Yeah. Oh, Jared's doing such good work. Why am I doing such garbage?
So you're just
Can
kind of.
speak too soon.
Is it just like a ball of clay that you're adding to and taking away from? Is that the?
Yeah,
is that the
exactly.
vibe?
So in ZBrush, you don't really have to worry about like the topology of stuff that much. So I can show you. So if I like just pull this out, you see it starts to get a bit jank.
Oh yeah.
So you just start with a ball, and then using this thing called Dynamesh, you can just like control click, and it will like make it so that you can carry on sculpting on it. So you can pretty much make anything from just a ball, kind of, which is nice. Feels like 2018.
We're living in the future.
But now,
Meanwhile, taking a look at Evan's screen.
okay.
Ooh, we got dirt and fire.
Yeah, this game could look good. Why is the fire like that? Okay, it doesn't matter. I think I need to make my whole scene darker though. There's too much light in this scene. I don't want to look like one of those. You know, the thing I hate about like this theme we've constrained ourselves to is if you make a fiery, dirty scene, what you end up having is something that looks very grim.
Yeah.
Like I've already gone like this fire's weird. I don't know why it overlaps weirdly here.
Mm.
I don't know. Anyway, I want to make the scene not look as like angry. You know, I put a nice big red light on it. No, that
So
doesn't work.
red.
Yeah, because red is
Pink.
known for its
Okay, it's blue.
A
How do I-
rainbow.
how do I make
rainbow
it-
over the fire.
green. Green is.
Green is
nature.
calming.
Should probably save it.
No, this. It's the problem is this dirt looks dead. I want to, such an idiot. Okay, green dirt. Okay, none of this is working.
Try to help.
It looks satanic. Maybe there's a different fire, bonfire. I don't want it to look too satanic. It's just such an obvious way to.
I'm trying to go for more like campfire.
Yeah, like what is this thing? Why? Oh, that's what they're doing. Clever. So you like Gravity Falls?
Yeah.
Gravity Falls feels nice and light and happy. And I've been it's this like look is not gonna overlap well with what Jared's gonna end up doing. They're going to
It looks a bit like that's what
Super
they were doing
scary.
in Witch on.
yeah, exactly. So I need to think again about this fire. This has been a bit of a failure here. So the problem is if you've got like a horrific monster, if you really want it to be funny, you pretend it's not a horrific monster.
Right.
And that's where the it's uncanny, you know.
You need that contrast. Or
Yeah, I mean, uncanniness comes from your brain telling you that this pattern is wrong, and you know, so at some point, you know, in the past, zombies were uncanny because you go, oh, it's living. I mean, it looks like a human, but it's dead, right? So, and there's this like, whoa, it's one, not one or the other, right? But that stopped. That's really, you know, maybe that children still experience that, but most adults have seen so many zombies by now. It's like it's no longer uncanny because it just fits clearly in like the zombie box.
Yeah, I have a reference point for this.
So you have to go further then. So you know that you look at the work of like Junji Ito, and he. Ooh, this might be fun.
Junji Ito is amazing.
Junji Ito is amazing. So he creates horror from often juxtaposing beautiful things with things that are completely disgusting. So there's a girl who ends up in a situation where a guy thinks that she's being mean to him about the fact he's got pimples, so he leans over her and squeezes his face such that grease comes out and like string spaghetti onto her. Yeah, and it's
Delicious.
but it's an uncomfortable situation.
That's why like things like Chucky was so scary.
Yeah,
back
it's
in the
meant
day.
to look cute, but it's got violent intent. It works. So humor is essentially the same thing, just non-threatening. So like the same thing that's like
Yeah.
horrific for the same thing that produces that uncanny feeling, which works so well with horror, or at least heightens horror, works with comedy. The difference is it's not threatening.
Yeah, there's a bit of a release, I suppose, when it comes to comedy. There's a
Yeah.
you're
You're
released of
safe.
it- of
Or
it.
often you're not just safe, but you're in a position of power over them. So like comedy is often mocking. So when someone's like
Right.
you're the butt of the joke, someone's a butt of the joke, right? So they're an idiot, which puts you as the audience in a position of power, which doesn't work if it was a zombie and it's about to kill you. There's no way that situation can ever be funny because it can't be. You can't be. It can't be the butt of the joke because
Yeah,
it's still going to
otherwise-
get you.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's literally the same thing in humor and parts of horror. Just the difference being one you're safe from.
And I suppose that's where like all the scary movies and Zombieland kind of take that comedy element and horror element and mash them together and take away the what are you doing, Jared?
I made a mistake.
Should I use this realistic fire? That's the one you talked about. It's this one, right?
Yeah. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It was pretty simple.
It's gonna work better.
So yeah. Oh god, maybe that's bad advice. I don't know.
So, also, so what Jared's doing is by its nature looking fairly horrific. What we need to end up doing is painting it in such a way. If we're going for comedy, assuming we're going for comedy, we paint it in a way that it looks non-threatening. It's got like baby pink skin tones. You put it in like on the beach or something, and it's and the same, and it's hilarious. But you put it in the dark with my brutal bonfire, and it looks satanic.
It looks- yeah,
and
it
it's
looks
and it's the exact same thing.
out of the depths of hell itself.
Yeah, like horror and comedy are both very much about context.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's what we were talking about with like Junji Ito. Like
Mm.
that was like a real thing we wanted to try do, haven't gotten
Mm.
around to doing yet. Maybe that's content for a future
Next episode.
episode 2, where we try to do Junji Ito but in a video game.
Oh, that grease thing in VR would just be like amazing.
Oh, it's a you're the girl,
Yeah,
basically.
when we refer to that grease thing, do you know what we're referring to?
Is it not the thing you just made reference to?
Yeah, but
No,
Have you seen it though?
no.
okay, yeah.
no, I have not.
It's an actual. Look, Junji Ito's got a lot of good comic strips. Like, he's got a lot of good comic strips. But if you got there's a better one. Is that working? What? No, sorry.
Go that.
Copy address. There, that. I can see you taking that all in.
That is just. That. I'm so glad you decided to share that with us, Evan.
Mm-hmm. So that's yeah, but the thing is, the same guy with noodles coming out of his face, where he not like over the the kind of pretty, probably innocent in the situation girl
Yeah.
wouldn't exactly be humor, but it'd be far closer to humor,
Yeah.
And you put the same situation, and he's like a bad guy, and someone causes him to get, he's been talking a lot about how he never needs to wash his face, and then this is the punchline to that.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's humor.
Or if he was doing that to a bad guy, that would be funny. If he was, if there was a really horrible guy, and he was leaning over him and squeezing his grease face all over him.
It would be particularly funny if there was a sort of irony there, like the bad guy caused this person to get grease face,
Right.
and then he squeezes his grease onto the nasty person. And in this context, you're rooting for the person who's squeezing their face,
Right. Yeah.
and the danger is being in fact reduced through the squeezing of the face rather than increased.
Yes.
And so your primal brain saying, hey, this is better than it was before, but also it's completely fucking weird.
Yeah.
And so you laugh.
So if the protagonist is the one in power and not in danger,
Yeah, the people that you identify with in the scene, in the
yeah,
story.
and of course we all identify with the pretty.
Yeah, you're meant to.
Sweet girl,
And she's
yeah.
also, he clearly is behaving aberrantly in that scene, that kind of thing. Like, it's clearly, he's not behaving normally, and he's not and he's being threatening, in fact. And, you know, and Junji Ito does it a lot with, like, you know, there's almost always an innocent in the story of some kind, and they're put in a horrible situation. And yeah, often it's got a lot to do with body disfiguration.
Speaking of which, that face is come together.
Honestly, I'm just gonna block out a body quickly and max, and then retopologize him quickly and wrap him, bake the normal maps and stuff, and then can put him in Unity, and then throw him into a fire.
So, stupid question: how do you get him from your machine to Evan's machine? Skype.
Or Discord. What do kids use these days? Discord.
I think it's Gmail, isn't it?
Gmail.
Gmail,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I've never heard of that. Hotmail.
Sheesh, you know, Hotmail. Is Hotmail still around?
Yeah, it still runs.
I think David still uses Hotmail. Or Yahoo. I can't remember.
Yeah, he's Yahoo.
Is he going to walk around?
Yeah, at the moment you're going to chuck him onto a fire. But yeah. Yeah, no, he'll walk around. He'll try and walk.
And then his face is going to go Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. But he might also be able to have expressions like happiness and sadness. He might be able to cry for his parents. Have an internal monologue with himself that you're privy to.
This is getting so dark, you guys.
Yeah, but it's going to be funny. You don't understand. I'm going to put it on a beach.
Yeah, and can we just add a wah wah? Just in case you weren't sure, it is in fact humor.
I watched like the best comedy. So there's this comedian that everything I watch of him just like lets me know more and more how good he is and how bad other comedians are.
If you're watching my stand-up again, no,
Stuart Lee. I don't know if
oh
you're familiar.
yeah, Stuart Lee's very good.
So fucking good. So Stuart Lee. I think I know which one to use. Stuart Lee. His Stuart Lee comedy vehicle, so good.
I haven't seen him.
It's just his stand-up. It's like a ironic title where he's just saying, "I have this comedy vehicle," and so the start of the show is him driving around in a clown car, you know, which is obviously not what comedy vehicle means in the context that he's actually talking about, but like that's part of why he's great, because he's like this deconstructionist humor. Anyway, he makes this point about how I think he's criticizing BBC Four at this point. BBC Four Radio, and he has some points on it. But this is the one I want. Wow, it's run slowly.
Sorry, take out John wants to know, does renaming your script to be realistic light flicker make it more realistic?
Well, we'll see. It lets my software compile, so that's good.
So Stuart Lee.
Oh, Stuart Lee. So right, he makes this point. So thoroughly recommending you go actually watch some Stuart Lee. But the cliff note of this joke is that there's a brand of humor supposedly on BBC Four which amounts to just talking faster and faster and talking in a higher and higher pitch, and then until you sustain a pitch, and then you deliver the punchline at a lower pitch. So you're talking like this, and you're talking faster and faster, and you're holding it up, and you're just talking like you really intend, and then you say the punchline. And people are primed to fucking laugh at that. And so BBC Four, his point was they're replacing actual content with rhythm and pitch.
So it's music, basically.
Yeah, I don't know, but it works, apparently. If you just tell jokes like that, people know that it's the punchline and they want to laugh, even if it's not funny.
So simple.
It's so good. It's such a great trick.
How high do you have to go?
You have to go so high it sounds uncomfortable for you. And then you deliver the punchline.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking, actually, there's actually a couple of comedians I know who do that regularly.
They probably if you pitch shift their jokes such that it maintained like a sort of monotone, it probably wouldn't be funny. There might be nothing there.
Although, have you watched Friends without the laugh track?
I have seen Big Bang Theory without. I mean, everyone's seen that. That's just
particularly
hideous.
With Ross, whenever he's in a scene without a laugh track, he becomes a bit like serial killer-y.
Oh, he does have that look about him.
He's a bit intense and a bit crazy. And if no one's laughing in the background,
they're just like, you just threatened.
Yeah, you just like threaten your boss with like murder over like a sandwich.
Okay.
Right, making coffee. Ready?
I'd love some coffee. What are we going to do without you?
Well, I'll just keep it on this camera so you can just occasionally look up. Is anything exciting going to happen in the next?
Maybe.
Or actually, what I'll do is
the Funmobile was waiting right around the corner.
Right above your heads are your screens. So, like literally right above you.
What?
Yeah, your screen's right there above you.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. Can you see it right there?
We're new to Twitch.
Also computers, apparently.
So Jared, there's like a lot of your game demos sort of take place in a grey nothingness.
Yeah.
How do you achieve that grey nothingness? This has like a grid line on it?
Oh, yeah.
You just download a grid line.
So I can show you.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was
So in Unity, I just make a sprout, and then I just open it in Photoshop, and then put a grid in it.
Okay. I feel
there are some actually really cool grids, though.
I feel like I got this covered now. With that piece of information, I think I can do this. Okay.
Yeah,
Time for Photoshop.
I do like making like the prototype scene, like kind of look prototypey.
I think that's going to help us here.
Yeah,
because we're trying to make. So I could put this. I think it would look too forced if I just put the person in a clown factory, but like but it will look just right. I think if we put the person in sort of grey nothingness, and it's like it looks like a serious video game because it has that video game look, right? And you kind of like, whoa, it looks like a video game, but you're just set a person on fire.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? I think that's what we should do.
Also missed. Oh, but that's gonna make it more moody. I don't want moody.
Oh gosh,
Just put a rainbow behind the fire.
I just realized I don't know where I put this project. What am I, some sort of weirdo? Okay, never mind. Just don't look at my screen. Don't look. Don't look.
I don't actually think. Have you seen the second Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, I
I
have.
don't think I watched it.
But how did you? You felt like you'd seen that scene.
Oh, was that from the
Yeah.
second one?
That's from the
Oh,
second.
maybe I
one.
haven't seen it. I don't know.
There's that sort of somewhat familiar feeling about. Why does it do this again? Oh, probably because what's this running? No, probably because.
We're gonna record some screaming sounds from.
Yeah, we
from
got
the
a
stream to
microphone.
just break everybody's ears.
We got a microphone, so we should. Come on, just be cool. Try again.
Gosh, what am I doing? It's like
Closing programs. Could it be this? Photoshop, have you screwed me? Okay, it's getting embarrassing. There we go. I hope they're looking at your screen. I'm looking at mine. Mine's bad. Okay, I
Gosh,
think we're gonna have
this-
to do something
this
fun
Guardian's
now,
actually
or
pretty
we're gonna lose engagement. I feel like the engagement eyeballs are going down. Without Terrence, I can't confirm any of this.
Swap places or something.
Just wear like
Just start eating chilies.
I'm such an idiot. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Hold on. How to start a fire?
Oh gosh, what am I doing?
Like his lats.
Milk and sugar?
2 please.
And milk.
And milk, yeah.
No.
Black.
Black is the night. Okay. What do we?
This is not going to be as good as these ones.
No, it doesn't have to be at first.
Gosh, some of these are so good.
Yo, that's good. I feel like you can almost remove some detail to get to that point. Like less
Yeah, definitely.
detail, the better. Like, just put like a smooth on a lot of things, except for ears and teeth, obviously. And rather we do expensive rendering, right? Like
Yeah.
you have like
There's some cool skin shaders that we can use as well.
yeah. How long do we have? We only got another like hour and a bit,
Oh
right?
my gosh.
I mean, assuming we plan to have something done, and we're not wasting people's time. That's a fairly big assumption, I guess.
It is called How to Start a Fire, so.
Okay, getting my grid working. This is going to look so good. I could probably put vignetting on as well. That'll make it look serious. Right? That's how it
Oh yeah,
works.
vignette for sure.
You just put that on. People think you're up to like good stuff.
What's a bloom?
On a fire scene, that just make it go nuts. So you use like neutral gray, right? That's like the one that like fools people into thinking you're
Yeah.
doing good work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What? I think I got this wrong. It's a blue skybox. Skybox, damn it. Right-wing.
I tend to make things a little bit too moody. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
not very good at making things look like fun. It's usually like very exaggerated lighting and like one spotlight and
Yeah, no, I
Exactly.
think we're gonna. I think we're gonna go somewhere in between what you're talking about and huh, that was wrong. Unity's default materials are so shiny. It's not. It's not at all like the big
it's
dark.
basically chrome.
Oh, I just made things worse. Okay. There, main camera.
Hands.
Okay, where's our
How
fire?
to do hands.
Have you even got an audio source with this?
Oh, with the fire.
Why is that not animating now?
It's kind of realistic.
Yeah, it's kind of there.
There you go.
Shifty.
I hope it's okay. I'm not
I'm really not fussy.
proficient with the fancy coffee, so it might not be up to standard.
Hmm.
Alright, let's take a look at where
Don't look at us.
we're at. We're so ashamed. Jared, what's going on with your guy?
Uh,
Got a bit of a belly going on?
yeah. It's easier than sculpting abs.
So he's clearly.
Maybe you should just have like 12 pack.
I think you need to start with bigger eyes than that, because the eyes you're going to want to be able to scrunch up. But I think
Oh, you're
It-
right.
we need to start from quite a neutral kind of expression and then go to the weird ones.
Hmm.
We probably need as much as possible sort of quite neutral topology to do that.
Let's take a look at where we are with the fire so far.
Oh, it's doing something. It's doing something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
that's
fire.
looking a bit more cozy.
It's a little more cozy. It's sort of like a nowhere zone fire now, which is, I think, going to lend itself quite well to what I want to do. Oh, I should have cheated. I should have cheated so much harder.
What? Oh.
Making a whole bunch of like, look what I prepared earlier.
Yeah. Oh, I just made this. Oh, sorry. I had 5 minutes just after lunch to put that together.
That joke.
No. My jokes take a lot more time than that.
Okay, I've now layered 3 fires on top of each other.
Jeez.
Look how much
Some-
fire that is.
That's a lot of fire.
Okay. Might even be enough. I don't know why fire medium is not doing anything good. There. This is probably how I want it. Is there a way to turn the bottom of this off? Okay. There's actually no need to be fiddling around like this. Like this is yes, that'll work.
Do you find that you get to a point where you're actually done, but then you try and do a bit more, and you kind of have to go backwards a bit, or like do you overdo the work and then try and find a happy?
I want to say no, but I probably do. Do you overdo it?
I do that a lot. Just 'cause like you don't know if something's gonna work until, well, especially with art, until
Mm.
I mean, sometimes you have a good idea, but sometimes you just don't know what you're doing, and then
I feel so. The thing I feel, I suppose to answer that question is, in programming, it's almost never done. Like sometimes you make a mistake, but you were probably still trying to improve it. It probably wasn't good enough. There's always more to do.
Okay, so then how do you know that you've got to a point where, even though there's more to do, you're gonna leave it now?
Because you do something, it takes you forever, and it doesn't make it any better. And then you know. If it's so with programming, you're always trying to do the next easiest thing that you think will improve the project, right?
So like smallest work for biggest rewards.
And at some point you're gonna try to do something, and it's gonna provide like almost no improvement, and it took you a long time, and then you should stop.
Because there's
No,
yeah.
And it might even be that it provided negative improvement, in which case you undo it and then stop. But you just keep going until that happens.
So diminishing there's always diminishing returns.
And the way to test for diminishing returns is to do it and realize you got a diminishing return.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of graph a trend line. Like some things like you go like, whoa, that totally improved everything, and we did it like late in the project, and that just means you were thick beforehand and you weren't doing the best. You were doing things that weren't the next lowest hanging fruit at that point. But that's more due to a failure on your part than the system really working like that. If that makes sense.
Totally.
Okay. I've got a fire. Doesn't look dark and scary. And look at this.
That looks really cool, actually.
This will be an okay context for like, oh look, it's a video game, it's unfinished. Also, don't worry. I could import like a happy font and just that might help, because it won't like also look like I put in or just like maybe a candy cane somewhere or something, just something that makes you think, hey,
this is a happy place.
This seems nice.
Again, that's not like trees or like bushes. Pot plants.
Pot plant's good. You're right.
Pot plant.
Pot plant's
Nothing
good.
ever bad happens when pot plants are around.
True. What?
What's that game? Prop Hunt. That game's good.
Yeah.
Prop Hunt's really good. Why are you?
What?
What are you doing?
I'm just grouping stuff.
Oh,
Grouping
okay.
it.
Pot. Okay. I feel like some bad things have happened when pot plants are around.
Murders.
Well, there's Little Shop of Horrors, I suppose. That is the one clear case.
Yeah. One of the first game jams actually the first game jam I ever worked on, had a pot plant as a central item in it. It was like there were two kinds of props: boxes and pot plants.
Was that press tilde thing?
Yeah, and the final victory scene, which Philip drew, had you escaping the building, having saved the day with your pot plant.
Nice.
But it didn't become like a. Yeah, this is good. This will work. It didn't become like a Free Lives thing the way Seagulls did. Which reminds me, there's no seagulls in cricket.
I mean, there should be.
Sure.
Definitely.
There's a duck. It almost makes it okay, but it's still, I feel like their absence. There's an explosion now that came in literally today. There's explosions in cricket. Good.
Surely there could be seagulls when the crabs are around, and when you beat a crab, like a seagull would find them.
Oh.
The crabs
Yeah.
also seem like a Free Lives thing now.
Yeah. 2 games with crabs in.
Yeah, it's a very.
We can retroactively add them to Broforce.
True.
For the
So
Switch,
there's
the
one
Switch.
There's one other thing that makes it into all the games. It's seagulls. It's in Gorn, not in cricket. Lots of them in general jousting. Tons of them in Broforce.
Dogs.
Yeah,
there's no dogs in Gorn.
there won't ever be.
We couldn't do that to a doggy.
No, yeah. Even in
Honey
actually,
badgers.
honey badgers should become a thing, I think. So what is it? The guys porting Broforce actually have a bit of a divide in the office whether it's okay to have the dogs in bro forms. Some of them feel genuinely uncomfortable about killing dogs.
But human beings, totally okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't want to go like, obviously there's an incongruency there, but the human beings are sort of terrorists, right? So, okay.
Can I show you guys something and you have to be amazed at the glory?
Oh, so
wow.
so good.
How did that happen?
That's
So you
our
wake
friend
up.
and colleague Robbie.
He woke up like that.
Who, that's the way he wakes up in the morning.
It's almost unbelievable.
He looks like a Swedish model.
What a happy way to wake up.
Yeah.
I
Go
never
check him
wake
out
up
at
like that.
Squidcore.
It's
And we're allowed to reference that because, he put it on the...
public now,
It's
right?
public, yeah. So,
It's basically ours.
yeah. On the flip side, I'm about to post this. I'm
Oh,
so happy.
Jared looks happy. I look like I'm looking to him for support.
You're happy, right, Jared? Tell me you're happy, Jared.
Are we happy?
Happy? This is good, right, Jared?
Okay.
Cool. So, what happens next? Retopologize.
Yeah. These office pot plants aren't as good as I expected. I feel like I was... Ooh, maybe that one. No. I bought a bad pack of office pot plants. I'm so ashamed. Okay. Yes. Yo, some very ugly UVing work done there. Maybe I can fix it. Look at that.
Sure.
Yo. Oh no. The way they store the texture pack just... I know what I can do. What is this? A legacy shader? Is this even like a normal
embarrassing.
map? How old is this thing? God, okay. Smoothness and normal map. And okay, that's good enough. I just need a flower. Delicious monsters are better. Huh? Pot plants are a big feature of General Jousting as well.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Cacti specifically.
Yeah. Well, there's literally cactuses in our like Steam marketing images. It's like that much of a thing.
You should have bigger eyes.
Yeah. I think bigger eyes. You can't go wrong with big eyes. Mean faces.
And also, yeah, big eyes makes it less threatening.
True.
Then that's one of the things we wanted. Yeah. I think. You're there. These are some bad pivots on this pot plant. Okay. Good thing we're not making a game over pot plants. Not again. More lighting in the scene.
Did I decimate this?
Whoa, HDR is weird. Okay, for now, good enough. Okay, actually that's not good enough, it's terrible. Oh, it's probably because they're on like legacy shaders, right?
Legacy shaders, yeah.
Your. Okay. This is one. What? Oh, that's not good. Oh. So it turns out Ian's pack of lies has a shader in it that makes this really.
Should have just modeled you some stuff quickly.
We've just
Ah, this
created
is fine.
our 2,400th tweet.
What?
2,400 tweets. Just on the 2,400.
On the Free Lives channel.
Yeah,
Oh, it's pretty insane.
that's a lot of tweets.
How many tweets does Fuck Free Lives have?
Let's check.
What was the thing you were saying yesterday about? A thing said in the office. We make bad games and we hate you for liking
Yeah,
them.
we hate the stuff. Yeah, we hate the stuff you make, and we hate you for liking it.
We hate the stuff we make
Yeah,
and we hate you for liking it.
yeah. Which was right after we said cool stuff made for cool games made for cool
Yeah,
people.
that needed some balancing.
Yeah,
because
there
it
was
was
the
really.
force was.
We really could tell it was heading too much in one direction. Okay. Definitely too much in one direction.
I mean, how dare we compliment our own stuff?
No, it seems like we're jerks.
Ugh.
You ever heard of a cool person complimenting their own stuff?
How about Donald Trump?
I think
Spot on.
How about the
only the President of the United States of America, am I right?
Iron Man?
True.
You know what? Iron Man's not as cool as people think he is.
That is a take.
Dude, he has a...
No, but you know what? He's like a
He's a flying
billionaire
robot.
who decides what he's gonna do. Again, it's like that. He single-handedly invents all kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
So he's like incredibly smart, but his solution to like world peace is like, I will fight it with my fists.
I'll make an even better weapon. This will work out well.
Like this can never go wrong, and
Yeah.
it does go wrong in multiple films.
Every time. Yeah, pretty much the first 2 films, someone gets hold, or the first 3 films,
Mm-hmm.
the bad guy gets hold of a version of his suit.
So we need that as a morph target. Yeah, I mean, there's like, he's not cool. I mean, that's what I would have to say about that.
I mean, with all that money and intelligence and ability to make stuff, and time, he could like cure cancer.
He could have cured cancer easy at this point.
Easy at this point.
He just keeps researching fucking weapons.
Yeah.
Like what the
He
fuck,
literally taught
dude?
himself quantum mechanics last night, and then
Yeah.
he learned nuclear physics.
He's inventing all of this just to make better guns.
Yeah.
He built an AI,
Yeah.
and he just keeps it controlling his fucking guns.
Yes, he could use the energy that his thing creates to like feed people, to cheap transport.
Isn't there a plot line where he does think about building something, and he also decides to help people, and it's so badly managed that it falls into the bad guy's hands or something?
Something like that, yeah.
It's like, oh, and I'll never try that again.
Yeah.
I tried helping people that one time.
Yeah, and
Now
that's-
more missiles and power fists.
Again, that's helped me so many times.
Yeah, that's reliable.
Yeah.
That's definitely
Yeah.
going to work out.
Why doesn't Pepper love me? That's pretty much.
Also violence doesn't really work. Like there's like real ways to like reduce systemic problems like racism and like hatred and no one ever tries those
Yeah.
because they're
There's no like behavioral.
no, you can like the Middle East. He hasn't even solved the Middle East. And he's
Yeah.
got an AI.
Yeah.
Like,
He could literally live.
where are your
lift-
priorities?
You could lift out the whole of Palestine and put it into another place
He
where
could
they'd be happy.
he could just build them houses with his money.
Yeah.
He's not being a superhero.
Yeah, that's true. And he's also not like taking on like the bad superpowers of the time.
No.
You can't
Yeah.
fight crime with houses.
But the irony is that you can.
But actually, that is actually what fights crime.
Yeah.
Income inequality is like the cause of crime.
So he shouldn't be Iron Man. He should be SJW man.
Well, I mean, I don't.
Just all these social issues.
Yeah,
that
like
he's
social
navigating.
justice is
Yeah.
a thing to fight for. You know, murdering people with your fists maybe
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah, it's like instead of building an Iron Man suit, he's built like 100 schools around the globe.
Wow.
You know, like
I want to see
science-
that movie.
Yeah, like just him building science academies
Yeah.
around the world.
It's like what we did was educated all these people, and then they solved their own problems.
yeah, exactly.
And when the bad guys came, they just did diplomacy, and now we got trade relations with
Yeah.
these like alien invaders
alien
instead of
Yeah,
like,
the alien invaders came, they were like, "Damn, this place is pretty cool."
yeah, let's trade.
Yeah.
Let's give you some cool science. Let's connect you to the galaxy, you know? But instead,
We want to blow everything up.
everything.
We all need to be like Batman's dad, really.
Yeah, Batman's dad is the true hero, really.
Yeah.
What does Batman's dad do?
He just like makes Gotham nice.
Yeah, he builds a train so that everyone can get to work on time, and his whole thing is like people are struggling right now, so we need to help them because we have power and privilege, so we need to help them.
Sure.
And Bruce Wayne's takeout from that is that the way we help them is by beating the crap out of bad guys.
Exactly
I mean-
his takeaway.
I mean, he beats up and kills henchmen, not thinking like, wait a second, these guys were probably orphans too. Someone
Yeah.
probably killed these guys' parents.
I mean, they're bad now, but maybe we could start a system
yeah,
that in the future these people wouldn't like reduce their opportunities to becoming henchmen.
yeah. Why don't we take them out of the system, ask them how they got there, and use them to make sure it doesn't happen to the next? Since they understand what people in their situation go through.
Yeah.
You know, use them as a point of reference. Get them to train the youth of.
Yeah.
Ugh.
There's so much you could do if you were just going to spend all your spare time just solving people's problems. I mean, most people who have any power don't do that. As kind of the
Everyone say
The-
hi to Devolve Digital because they're saying hot boys.
who?
How Devolver
Oh,
Digital.
hot, hold on, are we the hot boys?
yeah, they're calling you the hot boys.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Wait,
bit.
let's go to Jared's screen to see a real hot boy. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking
Oh.
about. That jets.
Oh god.
Flash a smile there, Jared.
Hmm?
Flash a smile there.
There's a smile over there.
This is his happy face.
Oh,
You
no.
see, it's so good already.
He looks like the face of when the guy's face is melting in Indiana Jones. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Robocop as well.
No, it looks like Arnie's face in Total Recall when he's shot into Mars.
Such a good scene. Yet another scene in a truly good film this time, but a scene that could, on its own, make a film good. If it was bad, like Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
2.
And also triple-breasted balls, of course.
Yeah,
Alright.
there's some good alien design in that film.
So, first Total Recall, great. The remake,
Not a terrible film.
was it
just
okay? I didn't watch it.
no, it's okay. It's just disappointing if you've seen the first one.
Okay.
It has some severe problems, like Bryan Cranston fist fighting. It shouldn't happen. You don't need to do that.
Ooh, no.
You don't need. No one needs to see that.
He just threatens, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's menacing enough when he
Yeah.
frowns.
Yeah.
We don't want to think about him fighting with his fists.
Just having like scratch his beard once.
No.
That's enough. Deval wants to know, please ask the Junt if he knows what a rat looks like.
No. It's-
Hold
I don't
on.
know what most animals look like. Giraffes have short necks. What?
and they think it should be called the Junt and Wood Show. Although
Oh, that's pretty good.
Juntwood.
The Junt and Wood Show.
the Junt and Wood Show,
Have they been watching since the beginning?
I
Because
don't think so.
it feels like
they've
they're
just
picking
jumped
up on context that we were discussing a while back, suspiciously.
Thanks for including me in that.
Afrojunt.
Effort.
Green Juntwood.
What was it? The Junt Woodman.
Yeah, Juntwoodman.
Junt Woodman. So I built a object which I'm calling firewood, and it's going to be shaped suspiciously exactly like a human body.
So maybe people who have just jumped on board. What are you guys doing? Like just super quickly.
We're making a game called How to Start a Fire.
And we're gonna throw this guy into the fire.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much gonna be it.
If we get that far, God, we don't
And
have long.
Maybe make him
So,
scream.
Jared's
I'm
the
behind.
artist who's making the guy, and Evan's the programmer who's kind of doing a physics thing with
Who
the guy.
knows what I'm doing?
Is that kind of the thing? What's happening? Is that a good description?
I think so. We'll see.
No, this is
Oh
not
gosh,
going
how do
well.
you- how do you use
On
this
my
program
side, on
again?
Jared's side, it's going brilliantly.
I
How
don't
long
know,
is the show
it's-
meant to be?
As long as we need it to. It's been an hour and 10 minutes.
Does it need to
Oh
be?
gosh.
Okay. How long does it take to topo and stuff? Oh, I see it.
It's actually
Is that the way you do it?
it's one of the ways.
I mean, you're getting
I
those
think-
nice,
I don't know if
sweet
you should-
dividing lines, right?
Yeah, the edge loops. I don't know if we should just jank this out.
So how long do we have left? I mean, if we want to keep this to
15 minutes and we're still gonna make
Ye-
like the morph targets and
Yeah,
stuff.
so you guys have 15 minutes left.
15? No.
5-0.
Oh, okay. Doable.
Because also, I do have a family that I'd like to see today at some point.
No.
So is
You
it
never get to see your family ever again.
is it possible to do this without you?
Why would you want to,
I
though?
don't want to. Is it possible? It's different.
Yeah, I'm sure it's possible. Gangslinger SSP says, what laptop are you using for dev?
Oh, don't look at mine.
That's,
Don't look at it.
Okay, don't look. I'm going to hide it, hide it. But
Okay, I
is
suppose I should answer.
yeah, is
It
particular kind of
it
stuff-
comes with a branding that says something like Gamer Nation. It's not my most fond form of branding.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a Asus. They have the other one's called like Predator, which just like I feel like it sounds like a sexual predator thing. Like, why would you call your
on a
laptop? Yeah, this very angry-looking laptop, and you just go like, so when you harass people online,
What are you using?
what laptop do you use? Because I like to use a Predator, as in sexual predator.
So what do you need in a laptop?
I would like it to look less angry and in a sort of finish. I've got my, I don't know if you can
sticker.
see that, my cool sticker. This is helping diffuse the angry glow of these red lights. They redesigned, there's this, what's it, the Dreadnought in the new Star Wars has like a new Star Destroyer in it. And it looks like one of these laptops. It's just like red lines. It's like totally like over detailed.
Angular.
It's like all like spiky angles everywhere, and there's unnecessary detail. Like, the old Star Destroyer is like triangles, like slight like indenting, nice like really like strong lines. This new one's just got lines fucking everywhere with glowing red lights, all over it, and it obviously it explodes within like 2 minutes of it appearing. It's not very effective. Someone made the point that this is a subtle jab at these laptops and neo-Nazis in general, who probably own a lot of these laptops.
So since you didn't actually answer the question, what kind of hardware do you
Look,
want in a laptop?
This is essentially a VR-ready gaming laptop, and that works really well for developing games. It's fast. It doesn't.
So good graphics card, lots
yeah.
of RAM. 16, 32?
As much memory as you can put in it.
Okay.
For game development, particularly if you're using Photoshop. Yeah, these laptops tend to be pretty good. I mean, you can't. The thing is, like, the people that want power also apparently want like red lines and like.
So you
you
can't
know.
just get a simple square laptop
Yeah,
with
like,
lots of power.
I'd love to have a laptop that looked as like sort of nondescript as like an Apple laptop. I'd love it, but Apple laptops have like garbage inside. They're just filled with like lint balls, and you know.
I love lint. Oh, as in like.
No,
as in
no,
not-
yeah,
not
yeah.
the chocolate.
No, so more like like the stuff you find in your belly button.
Yes.
It's just filled with that and a very small like graphics driver
Right.
somewhere in the
Yeah,
middle of
like
it.
a Raspberry Pi somewhere
Yeah.
in the one little corner.
That's
Oh,
yeah,
no.
and it's also garbage. It's just no one knows how to make a good laptop.
Yeah, you kind of want the.
You just want a box and it has a screen and a nice keyboard that doesn't look fucking angry.
And
Like
a
I have
functional-
a button
functional-
on my keyboard that looks like an angry eye. Like there's no reason. Look at what that's fucking. You know,
Yeah.
if you press that,
You can show it to the screen.
if you press that button,
what happens?
which is right where the delete key should be, it doesn't do anything because I completely disabled it. But what it does is it brings you up my gaming sort of built by Asus, gaming with Asus. Like, hey, we're Asus. We'd like to let you know. Now. Sorry, but if you want to Asus, if you want to sponsor us, we're totally open to
yeah.
that.
By the way, love your laptops.
But yeah, like the you know, so hardcore it hurts. It physically hurts you to use this laptop. Can
you
you?
have to be a real man to use our laptops.
Oh, only men would use this laptop. We actually, you know, if you're a woman, the keys disappear. They just become like vaginas. I don't know.
So,
I don't understand this marketing.
So Potato wants to know. First of all, I love potatoes in any form. I've never seen someone. Well, it's not really a question, more of a statement. I've never seen someone stream from a shed.
It's true.
It's actually this is the best walls we have in South Africa.
Yeah, it's keeping the cold out as best as possible.
Why do we have shed pieces anyway? Like, why would we own this?
This was Shaz.
Which she owned, like,
No,
there's a word for these. What are they called?
These are pallets.
Pallets.
Yeah,
For like,
this is what people put like crates on top of.
yeah, they don't. If you don't want them damaging your floors or something.
To ship tomatoes.
Exactly, or potatoes.
So agricultural roots showing.
Yeah, but it adds warmth and texture to the shots. I'm told.
Couldn't we paint the walls yellow? I mean,
that would be functional.
I suppose you need texture as well, so you could draw little plants on them here and there, like pineapples.
Yeah. Look, I just do as I'm told. So, Managore or Managore, Managore.
Managore.
Is it Managore?
Isn't that a card in Magic the Gathering?
Managore says hi, free lives. So,
Hold on. I think I even know who. Oh, Managore. Why do I know who Managore is? Isn't Managore really cool?
Sounds like a cool kind of bird.
I hope it's this guy. Yeah, he'd know. God, that's cool. Yo. Do you think it's this guy? Do you think it's Managore on Twitter? Anyway, hi Managore. You're possibly really rad. Or possibly we don't know who you are, I guess, if it's not who we think you are.
What was the question?
they're just saying hi, and then
Hello.
and then Devolver, who are just
Who's this Devolver?
Devolver people. They've been so
Funny.
great. They're asking
No, they are great.
Broforce 2 when?
Broforce 2. It's also a great question.
Shall I move on to the next one?
No. Jared, when are we doing Broforce 2?
It's already finished, isn't it? What? We're just waiting for the right moment.
We're starting it now. This is what you tell. We're still figuring that out, honestly. Turns out Broforce 2 has to be bigger than Broforce 1. Broforce 1 took us 3.5 years.
three-dimensional.
Again, Devolver Digital, Broforce 3. The search for
Ha!
Broforce 2.
The War Digital just gave away his identity.
Yeah.
You know who it is now.
So, whoever you were searching for when it came to Managor, saying, "That's me!
Oh,
Hello, hello!"
I love Managor's work.
He would love to be a card in MTG, which I'm assuming is nerd for Magic the Gathering.
You can't say that.
Can't I say?
It's
Wait,
like- it's a-
are you
it's
saying,
a-
are you
it's
saying
a-
that's offensive?
That's it. But it's also like it's a what's it like? It's a double negative kind of thing. Like nerd for a Magic the Gathering thing.
Oh, that just it cancels us out.
Like what is like? How do you go? You're already playing Magic the Gathering. Where are you going to from there?
You can't. That is the low. That is
How
it.
did you get like? Who's the you know that person playing Magic the Gathering seems like a nerd.
No, because it's MTG. The fact that he
You're right, because all of those casual Magic the Gathering players out there.
No, but if you're using the term Magic the Gathering so much that you feel the need to
Yeah,
to
okay,
reduce
okay.
it.
But that's everyone who plays Magic the Gathering. You don't understand.
You're right. I really don't understand.
You can't just play Magic the Gathering casually. It gets you.
It's all.
And then
consuming.
then your whole life is about Magic the Gathering, and all you want to do is more Magic the Gathering. Because if you just got that sweet card and that new pack, you would finally be able to beat Darren.
Yeah. Damn you, Darren. I.
I went through a patch.
So the way people feel about
Then I had to stop myself.
The way I feel about Magic the Gathering, or the way people feel about Magic the Gathering, is the way I feel about food. I guess. So you're always looking for the next. Great
The
meal.
next morsel.
Yeah, the next thing.
The next truly great meal.
Yeah. No way. Potato. His name is Darren.
Wow, that's amazing.
What?
Damn you, Darren!
Darren!
Gosh, I think I actually made this guy worse.
Wasn't
I even
that
do that?
Terence's question
A
earlier?
little bit earlier. How do you know you've gone too far?
Yeah, when it gets worse, then
Okay.
I think I went to high school with this guy.
What?
no. I'm fairly certain there's a guy.
The guy
I went
that
to high
just
school
fell
with.
apart.
It looks very similar to a guy I went to high school with.
Yeah, was he mostly squares?
He was mostly he was a ball of clay that gradually became sculpted over time.
How did Managor figure out we were even streaming?
Devolver tweeted.
Ah.
So they've been very good to us. Thank you, Devolver.
that was
Well, it
cool.
depends. I mean, there's a thing about when you give someone enough rope to hang themselves with. It's questionable whether you've been good to them. It's like, thanks for the rope, buddy.
Yeah. Well, if you've watched any of Devolver's videos, I think we're safe for quite a while.
Well,
Okay.
Okay, so we have a couple of new people who've just joined the stream. Can you just, I want to go with Jared this time. Can you just brief rundown what's going on, what you're doing?
so I am sculpting a guy. He's quite an ugly guy, but kind of like a meme face guy. Oh my gosh, he's got way too many teeth. And we're gonna like do morph targets with his face and make him pull stupid faces and then throw him into a fire.
And that's what Evan's making right now.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, Evan's made the fire. You're now kind of making the space for the body to go into. Oh, that all fell apart.
It was really
Someday.
Potato wants to know, so will your next game be allowed to be streamed on Twitch?
We're starting early.
So do you want to give some context to that question?
Actually, haven't we set up next Tuesday? We're gonna get to chat to someone from Twitch.
So
No.
maybe we shouldn't...
No, there's zero chance they're going to be amenable to what we want from them. Like absolutely zero. Will our next game? I actually, this is kind of sad. Like I hate the fact that I would think I would like make a decision like this, but I actually do want our next game to be streamable on Twitch, whatever it is. and it feels like I'm selling out. I'm,
You're basing decisions.
I'm basing decisions on like craven market needs. It feels bad.
So if you're looking forward to our next genitalia game, it won't be soon.
Oh, damn it! I mean, when you put it like that, I feel like I have to make a game about dicks again. It just sounds like
to fight the power.
yeah, it really hurts. It hurts to be told your stuff is not acceptable for the consumption by minors.
Cool, let's take a look at what you guys are doing. Jared's got half a mouth.
Yeah.
Is that a top jaw? Bottom jaw?
It's gums.
Gums. Evan's screen just has a box man flopping around. Are you trying to build a Neymar or hey World Cup jump?
I liked it.
Thanks, Jared. No reaction from Evan.
Yep. Someone doesn't watch a lot of soccer.
It's called football. Which is another really stupid argument. Like, do you know the game I'm talking about? Yes, then what does it matter when I call it?
Because Americans call it soccer.
But the first person to call it soccer was a British person.
Why did he call it soccer?
Really?
It was a British captain who was touring in the States.
And then they kept saying American football.
So
They kept saying football there.
Yeah, to differentiate it from
Do you
football.
think Americans get upset when we call it American football? And they're like, it's called fucking football.
Yeah, it is the football. The only football.
And what about Australian football?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Do
But
they
that's
get
called-
upset?
But but that's called
Australian
football.
Even in Australia?
In Australia, it's called Australian football. It's called Aussie rules. It's
Oh,
Australian Football League, the AFL. Yeah.
they sold out.
Yeah,
That's
they-
like me and Twitch. It's
yeah.
like
They've
they mess every
they've
time.
succumbed to the
Every
bigger-
time they say Aussie rules, they go like, this is the real football. You're just caving into this. Fucking Americans.
Okay, Devolver Digital. How can it be called football if you hardly ever connect the ball to your feet? Okay, I love you guys. You know?
Yeah,
So
something like that.
it does feel a bit like they're camping on that name.
Yeah.
This is a real thing I worry about on Steam, though. People like starting fake game projects just to camp on good names. Like, like domain camping. Like,
Yeah, so you
why
get-
doesn't this happen in video games yet? Like,
A friend of mine did that to me. I have a blog called Aphrodite, and I hadn't gotten a website yet or
a
anything.
friend did it to you.
And he
What
bought
a
out
fucking burn.
all the
Wow.
URLs for 2 years because he knew I was about to make a website, and I kind of pranked him on
Are you
Facebook.
sure it's a friend?
Well, I pranked him on Facebook, and in return, he bought out all the domains.
Wow.
So I couldn't make a website for 2 years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You couldn't buy the domains from him either.
He didn't. He wasn't going to sell it to me, just to make sure that he was basically like, no one pranks me, and this is why. So
See, he made his point.
Did you eventually get them?
I did, and actually, he's a designer, and he made the website for me, so that was nice.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, all worked out then.
It's kind of a happy ending.
Yeah.
Do all your stories have happy endings? Because mine mostly end in misery.
my life's pretty good, so I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty much. Potato says it should be called hand egg, as opposed to football.
And,
And now there's a whole thing. This whole
Oh,
stream has become
good.
about freaking football.
American hand egg.
Devolver Digital. You use your feet all the time in football. Running, standing, occasional kicking. I don't feel like we need to even follow up on that. That's,
They are the experts.
yeah.
They come from the most American place in America, Texas.
Texas. Nice. I mean, the one thing you have to say about American football is that they know how to do advertising well. The whole game,
that's-
the whole
but-
game is designed
so
for advertising.
Are you sure they shouldn't call it advertiser ball?
Yeah, exactly. there's more advertising time than actual play in American football. So,
Yeah.
ooh, who's
Stop
calling?
that. No one. It's my alarm that I'm meant to feed the dog.
no.
Oh, no, it's not. Something else.
That's not a euphemism for anything.
It's time to feed the dog. You know what I mean.
going on the screens? Huh.
I'm busy baking the textures for the head.
Baking the textures for the head.
Yeah.
What?
Hopefully it doesn't break.
What does that mean?
So you've got the high poly sculpt, right? And it's quite a lot of polygons, so it's actually not really, but like you make the resolution, the poly count lower, and then you project the high poly onto the low poly, and then those are texture. You get textures out of that.
Is that called baking?
Yeah, that's baking.
And if it breaks, why would it break? Because what would make it break?
Because computers hate me.
Right.
I think computers hate everybody.
Yeah, Evan's doing Cody things. Look at that.
I gotta stop talking when I do Cody things.
Yeah, I can see you. You went very quiet, so I want to see what's on your screen. I think it's Nick Cuthbert, maybe.
Yeah.
NCTH Burt is wrapping and reprojecting quite trivial in ZBrush compared to something like Blender.
Is wrapping and
Projecting.
it is easier in other programs. Blender would be, I'd prefer to use Blender or another 3D package instead of ZBrush. Yeah, they're just better at it. ZBrush's tools are really cool for that sort of stuff, but the like bread and butter 3D programs have like better controls for stuff. So yeah.
I've just had the worst deja vu. I'm fairly certain you told me that before. Have you told me that before?
But he hasn't told
Maybe.
Nick that before.
That's so weird.
You mean living in like a eternal loop where you just keep coming back to the question of whether projecting and unwrapping is better.
Is better in ZBrush
Or Blender.
Or Blender. Weirdly, I just watched Groundhog Day for like the 8th time.
Yeah.
This week.
Were you disappointed?
No,
No, you should be.
no, I actually really enjoyed it.
But he spends the entire time of the film coercing through his time advantage
Yes,
a woman
totally.
to sleep with him.
Yes, no, that wasn't
Okay,
great.
yeah.
That, like,
That doesn't stand the test of time.
that is, yeah, like the
But-
fact that the whole thing was him just trying to convince a woman who
But
doesn't want
it-
anything to do with him.
But it is a lot of also learning things about her by essentially stalking her in a time sense.
Yes, but also he learns a lot about himself, right?
Yeah.
So he starts
And
with,
also he's Bill Murray.
and it's Bill Murray.
There's a lot of
And
Bill
it's-
Murray in that
And
film.
there's a lot of like sweet moments, right? He like learns to like care for other people,
Yeah.
which is also very nice. So that was fun, and it's Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
not enough Bill Murray.
Sugar saying hi. He's watching.
Hi, Sugar.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's cool.
Benzonin says, Jared, shame, no one's asking you anything.
No, they know. They know that they don't want to know what I have to say about the thing that they're going to ask.
What's your favorite thing you've drawn a penis on? The helmets in silver.
Oh, I was going to
Wolfenstein.
suggest that.
I must know.
My favorite thing I've drawn a penis on.
There were those penises. I just
People's cars are pretty fun to draw penises on.
there were all those penises hanging out the underside of Broforce for a while.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
And
environment.
the parallax of Broforce is just penises everywhere.
It actually got removed by me.
Oh.
I know because I
Heathen.
again wanted that Twitch money.
Gotta give it to the man.
Damn
To
it!
the masses.
I feel like
So how's your
that's
baking
looking
going
good.
there, Jared?
Almost there.
I feel like a sort of. I don't know.
I did it.
I feel like a
Yeah.
sword. It's beautiful. We just need to put pink on that and
Eyes.
some pimples.
Eyes
and
and
it's like,
skin and then...
oh, it needs the Homer Simpson eyes, right? The
Oh yeah, totally.
Just like black dots.
no. Sorry,
That's to feed the dog, right?
it's the same one.
I think your dog's just standing by the empty food bowl with
It's
like
just
this
pouring.
massive puppy eyes.
So this Homer Simpson, it's obviously this one, Jared. Mm.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Oh, real world Homer Simpson. Oh, that's.
But this one's slightly better.
Ah! Oh, that's gonna haunt me.
Oh my word.
But these eyes, but look a bit more.
Is that Bruce Willis?
Yeah, it's Bruce Willis. Like these eyes, kind of this.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, that's
we had more
Homer
time.
on meth.
Hold on, this is these eyes.
Gosh, this is so bad.
These eyes. Oh no, so maybe it's not. No. These eyes. Okay, yeah, these eyes. Is this also Bruce Willis? You think?
Benson. Oh,
It's so good.
crack. Not even once. Benson's. I guess you can't pixelate penises in a pixel art game, sadly. So that's just in response to penises and Broforce.
I don't
Yeah,
think he
true,
understands
yeah.
how
Where
pixelation
there's a
works. It
world-
puts things at a lower resolution and then is on the screen normally, and that way it effectively blurs out what the image originally was.
Is that how pixelation works?
I'm being what is it, a lawyer there? It's
I
not.
see what you're saying. Right.
It is
Yeah.
technically you
Yeah.
could, but I get his joke because I understand humor.
Which is why I tend to explain it as much as possible.
Explaining jokes tends to just make them even better.
It's totally true, right?
Yeah.
Especially if people aren't laughing, it's clearly because they don't understand.
You
the
just
joke.
need to keep explaining.
Yeah. How's that coffee I made, Jared?
It's amazing, dude.
Hey, hits the spot, right? Okay,
I feel like
so
Jared's doing all the interesting stuff.
we have half
Oh
an hour
gosh.
left.
I've done a head.
Oh yeah, you're
I've done
right.
a hour and a half.
So you're going to be. Stop it, Terrence.
No, we can throw a head onto the fire. That's good.
That's not appropriate.
Put a head onto the body at least.
Yeah. Do you know how to quickly calculate the intersection of a ray and a plane? Or would you look
what?
it up? I can never remember.
What?
The
What?
intersection of around a plane.
Yeah.
You mean reflect? What?
How do you-
Do you want like the bounce vector?
No, I want to know where where the ray intersects the plane at what exact position.
Oh.
Okay, I got a better plan.
Hmm.
Simpler plan. A dumber plan.
We need Jonathan.
I don't know if you know offhand. I think he.
I think you'd be surprised.
So what are you trying to do, Evan?
I'm trying to make this guy draggable so you can toss him on the fire.
Oh gosh, what is
Because I've just seen you copied a whole bunch of code and now add.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Like I said, I'm doing it the dumb way. Mhm.
I think we've lost Evolve the Digital because of our anti-American football. Right.
I think we might have lost them because I wasn't caving in completely to Twitch, and that's all that they're secretly interested in here. They're interested in our future earnings potential.
Yeah. They're the corporate overlords.
They're just rubbing off on me, guys. It's not me.
How did you get a red taskbar, Evan?
Personalization. It's
Ooh.
you right click on the screen and you hit personalize.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Windows 10, right?
Science.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys have less than half an hour left to finish this.
Oh gosh.
The time crunch. It is happening.
I should have just had a script that did this.
But at the very least, everyone can see that you guys haven't cheated at all. You
Yeah.
with pre-made stuff.
Yeah, it also shows that we actually do work. We don't just hire sort of people from Thailand. Our games are made
in-house.
Yeah, we and
Literally in a house.
In a shack.
well, I don't know.
House.
The house looks like it needs some extra construction as well. I was gonna say we're very competent, but I don't think the stream necessarily proves that.
If we could show the amount of cables we have under the desk right now.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Do you think the cables are creating a magnetic field that is slowly causing us cancer?
Yeah,
That's my question to you as
Yes.
a viewer of the show. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Does it worry you that you'll be doing this regularly over the next while?
Luckily, I have my aluminium helmets that I'll bring in next time.
Did you know that if you put a human brain through enough magnetism, they will hallucinate?
What?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's happening right now.
Gosh, it's pretty crazy.
What?
It's not advisable to stand in like a, what are those, like magnetic accelerators?
I was gonna say how powerful.
Well,
Like
there's
MRIs,
like yeah, there's like, I mean, if you what like with CERN, a superconductor, the magnets that accelerate the particles there, they will tear the iron out of your blood.
Wow, it's crazy.
Nice, like Magneto
Yeah.
Basically.
with the
Yeah, but a lot faster.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, classic. Max crashed.
Beautiful.
Right now, that kind of reminds me of the aliens from Mars Attacks, Jay.
Oh yeah, it does, eh?
Right.
So this might be a multi-parted stream where the next time we actually get it right. Right?
Probably.
Oh, is
Hold
it-
on, are we saying we're not
Maybe
going to
we
finish
do
this?
worse.
No, you guys have to finish it. Come on,
Okay.
you can't take us all the way. We're
Oh.
so close and not finish.
Are people still watching this?
Yeah, people are still watching. Anatoly Berezovsky is a Russian scientist who was hit by a particle accelerator. That's according to Potato.
What happened to him though? I mean,
Potato, what happened to him?
you can't leave me hanging with that
Yeah,
anecdote.
that's like the first act of your story.
I think maybe the answer is whatever Magneto does to people in the X-Men comics.
Yeah, yeah. No, then Potato goes, holy shit, that's a wall of text. It's referring to Evan,
Oh,
your screen.
half of game development is reading. You have to be good at reading. Hold on, is any of this working? What am I even doing here? It's my name. Who am I?
Why are we
This is-
doing this?
What's a fire?
Let's see how Jared's doing. Jared's typing fiercely.
Gosh.
So, what are you now doing, Jared?
I'm trying to get this into Unity and just see what it looks like.
Looks beautiful.
Is that quite a
Gosh.
complicated process, or is it
No,
just
it's pretty.
export?
It's pretty easy. I just export it and. Oh, that's what I was. Gosh, I keep forgetting I'm doing stuff. Skin shader.
Do you think you need to get better at? Look at that! Oh, stupid pop rock.
Burn! What's gonna happen when you light the fire?
Oh, it turns out the fire has no fucking colliders on it. Whoa! I'm not even. Oh. I am dragging him still. Stop that! Oh. Okay. Huh. Oh, no wonder. That's wrong. Told you had to be good at reading. Ah!
So just for the new people again, just a quick heads up as to what you're trying to do.
Trying to throw a guy into a fire.
So So Jared's building the guy, or has been building the guy for the last 90 odd minutes, and Evan's
Gosh.
making the universe in which this man will be burnt alive. We hope.
I'm making it alive?
You're making it. You're making it work.
Okay.
There we go.
This.
By the way, that's Jared. That's Evan.
So I want head blow.
The next time you guys do this, every half an hour, I'm gonna make you guys switch machines.
No, never make us do that.
Yeah, I give you guys like 15 minutes. So basically, 15 minutes out of each hour, you'll be working on each other's machines.
Gosh,
You're-
making it really hard for us. Oh gosh, obviously it's tiny.
Why does this thing hate me? I actually have made a thing completely by accident that it makes it feel like this guy's in pain. Hold
What?
on, watch. Right. So look at this guy. He's
twitching.
like, I'm dragging him here, and he's just like, oh god, oh,
Not the fire.
oh,
No, not the fire.
oh.
Oh, anything but the fire. No. Oh, it burns. It
Oh.
burns. Oh, the humanity.
Oh, don't leave me. No. Yeah, come back.
Are the candles not gonna move?
Good point. Good point. Candle. What is this thing?
Potato suggests that next time we should put a sticker on your hats with your names on them.
That's actually a really good suggestion. We should do that.
Okay, we have a head.
And he's pink. I like it.
Wow, that is a very interesting pink.
Oh, there, you see? Now it gets dragged on. Are you happy? Who was suggesting that the candle should be able to be knocked over?
That was me.
Okay, there, you're happy.
Hey! Wow, you just did that. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's the last time I do something amazing.
This guy's actually fighting, going through the Ah, no, it burns! No!
Can you imagine him with a... can you record that?
There's no, it burns! That.
So the thing that people don't know about this game is you're actually just meant to burn the pot plant, but no one will. It's a moral lesson.
It shows you what kind of human being you are.
Yeah, do you burn a human alive or do you burn a pot plant? Right?
Yeah.
What is a good... This game probably.
So with 18 minutes left, are you starting to feel a bit tense there, Jared?
Yeah, a little bit.
Evan's still smiling. Potato still hasn't told us what happened to Anatoly Burgoski. He's watching, but he hasn't told us.
I think it was the Magneto thing then. It's got to be the Magneto thing, right?
So he became Magneto.
No. He became the guy in the film who
They got all the metal sucked
out of him. That's definitely the way that story ends.
Let's see. In 1978. So should I tell you what Wikipedia says about the event?
Yes.
As a researcher at the Institute for High Energy Physics in Protvino, Brodowski worked with the largest Soviet particle accelerator. On the 30th of July 1978, Brodowski was checking a malfunctioning piece of equipment when the safety mechanisms failed. He was leaning over the equipment when he was struck in the head, or when he stuck his head in the path of the 76 giga-electron-volt proton beam. Reportedly, he saw a flash brighter than 1,000 suns,
Wow.
but did not feel any pain.
And then?
Half of his face swelled up beyond recognition, and over the next several days started peeling off, and revealing that the path of the proton beam had burned through parts of his face, his bone, and brain tissue.
Was he conscious all that time?
Yeah, he survived and completed his PhD
Well, it's crazy.
But without a face.
with half a face. He lost hearing in his left ear. His left half of his face was paralyzed due to destruction of the nerves.
That's far worse than what Magneto does.
Yeah.
I just want to
Just killed the guy.
point that out.
Yeah.
Like,
He was able to function well, except for the fact that he had occasional complex partial seizures and rare tonic-clonic seizures.
I'm just saying, Magneto is an underachiever.
Yeah.
Also, I think I want to say at this point that that X-Men film where Magneto starts tearing the Earth apart with magnetism.
Oh, yes,
the
yeah.
one like it's like
Yeah.
they're against like Ultimate Blue Guy. That film, right? He's tearing the world apart with magnetism with these long range. That would also essentially do that to people.
It would just tear people. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's
It's
true.
like he doesn't get to choose. He makes a magnetic field. He doesn't get to choose its exact targets.
Well, he kind of does, doesn't he? Can't he, like, pick up a particular car out of all the cars?
Yeah, so even on the screens, they go, look at these massive magnetic fields he's
Oh,
created.
yeah, that's
like,
stupid,
They
yeah.
literally have it on the screen
Yeah.
going, we're in a fucking magnetic field that's tearing shit apart. This is going to destroy the whole world, but we feel fine.
Yeah, that's making. What they should have just done is go. He can manipulate metal. We call him Magneto, but
But he's Metal Nito.
yeah, like he's not specifically using magnetism
Yeah,
because then it would avoid all of that kind of stuff.
yeah.
You know.
I mean, even if you can create like magical, magnetic fields at a distance, magnetic fields do more than just like. There's lots of things that are made out of metal. If you're tearing apart cars, lifting them at long, if you've got
Yeah.
enough power to lift up a car into the air, it has an effect at the
On
metals in
everything
your your body.
Oh, totally. And also, it has an effect on all the metal around it. So a moving magnetic field creates an electric current, right?
Doesn't electricity act differently within like a magnetic field?
Yeah, and running water.
Yeah.
Running water will deflect.
So the thing about electricity acting differently in a magnetic field is your brain is electrical in nature. Like
Right.
so now
now what?
that's the
Yeah.
hallucinations coming on.
Right,
and
yeah,
like,
and your entire nervous system.
yeah, and so like people aren't going to be like, oh, Magneto's tearing the Earth apart. We can see these fields. They'll be like, beep boop bloop bloop
Yeah,
bloop.
those are
Ooh, what's this? Oh,
Whoa.
hands.
Anatoly.
And then as their body just gets torn into pieces.
That's
That's how that movie
That's how the movie
ends.
truly should end. That's the movie that's the ending we deserve.
Also, right after Magneto tearing the Earth apart with magnetic fields, and then he's like, oops, I was just doing it because the blue guy said, and they're all like, hi Magneto, we're going to be a family again. And it's like, you're just that rascally,
you, Magneto.
single-handedly kind of destroying the Earth. You were willing to do that for because you felt upset and misunderstood. Come back.
It's okay. We're sure you won't do anything like this again.
We're totally sure.
So I see you've add firewood.
Yeah. So, it's the tutorialization element of this game jam.
So, question. What happens
You're
if you
almost
did
having
like
half
that?
you.
Could you add wood to the fire?
No, you can add a person to the fire.
That's okay.
Okay, I
Could
do
you-
see your point.
Could you,
Hold on.
well, leave it as add firewood. Couldn't you make it add firewood but in inverted commas?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. There, now you can pull the pot plant around as well.
Nice. Oh, this poor guy.
Yeah, nothing good happens to him.
No, I mean, first of all, he's made like a box.
Isn't being shaped like a box seen as like fulfilling some sort of destiny?
is that what we're all going for?
I thought
Is
so.
that the idea? This
That's
is
definitely what I was sold as a kid.
this is the ultimate man right now.
He is as boxy as it gets. You could not be more happy with his. Oh, that's beautiful, Jared.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So what are you
Oh,
doing
no.
now?
No.
Jared, what's going on now? Are you making like the next phase? Or
I'm
something?
doing the Guardians of the Galaxy thing.
So how many of those would you have to make?
As many as we want to change between. So
It sounds
It's how they do
super
facial
fun.
animations, so they like.
Right.
And this is facial animation at its finest.
So you.
This is like the like expensive red wine of facial animation.
Right
This is-
there.
you can imagine a glass of champagne perched atop a highly expensive table, being brought towards you by a waiter who's dressed really well. This is in a fancy restaurant,
This is
That's
that.
this.
Yeah.
and you sit down and the menu has no prices. This is that sort of facial animation.
So okay. I don't know what the segue is here, but you have 7 minutes left. So I'm scheming we might have to go a little bit over the 2-hour mark.
Okay.
Hey.
How much is a little bit?
Well, how much do you need, do you think?
No wonder this isn't working well. How much do I need? This is going to be so much better.
Not much longer. I'm going to
So the way
quickly
video
break up that body sculpt and just give you different pieces of it. And
So,
then-
so the way that video games work is you work right up until the deadline, and then you finish it off after you just pass the deadline. So you can imagine a release date of a video game. What you do is you work until the release date, and then you quickly finish it
Right.
in a period after the release date. That's what I've come to know to be true of video games.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what Devolver has to say.
I'm sure it's nothing but encouragement.
People are saying it's really quiet, but according to me, according to my mixer, it's super loud. So
So just turn it up, unless
Yeah.
they're trolling us.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, you turn up your speakers,
Hold on,
Scott one.
maybe it is really quiet.
Now I can see the levels over here. We're in the yellow, which in audio terms is.
So do you think Scott One
This is so
Just-
stupid.
just isn't, has done that thing where you think you're wearing your headphones, but actually they're sitting on the table next to your computer, and
Yeah,
you're
but-
like, the
yeah.
volume's really quiet.
Or you have your Bluetooth headphones on, but they're connected to like a different device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're holding your phone the wrong way up, and you're like, why are you so far away? But it's actually the
Yeah, or
speakers
you
down by
can't-
your mouth.
Yeah, you can't find your glasses because they're on top of your head.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. That's
Is
Well-
insulting your viewership
that's
standard practice in Twitch? I don't know. I'm new to Twitch.
Yeah, we're new to Twitch. I think we should try it. Let's see what happens.
I think it's gonna go well. Okay. This is far better.
So Scott wants to come back at us. Yeah, I'm sitting with my laptop at all 100% volume on Twitch, and the stream,
It's super.
and have to listen super closely.
Okay, well, why don't we turn it up and just find out whether it improves things?
Okay, we're gonna go max.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, can you hear me now, Scott?
Scott.
Hello.
Scott. We're just like redlining the whole time.
Yeah?
Just red. It's just red all the time.
Yeah. And?
Scott, let us know what your vibe is.
If it's red all the time, it doesn't sound good.
Nick saying it's super effective.
Is that loud? Does he mean it loud?
Yeah, loud. Okay, well,
Okay, it sounds like we've been soft, embarrassingly soft right up until now.
I guess so. I think maybe because they can't hear me very well, and they really want to hear. They really, really, really want to hear me.
It's your voice that's
It's
soft.
that's the problem.
So
you
to
see,
compensate, I can just talk really softly.
and then I'll talk like this.
They're gonna hate us.
I can't project.
Did you do theatre in school?
I did the backstage crew.
Yeah?
Yeah, because
Is it a bit like a boy band?
yeah, like
that-
the Backstage Boys.
The Backstage Boys.
Yeah, basically, the only time that you could smoke things
You can say it. Twitch don't care about drugs.
But my-
They only care about penises.
And Broforce too. Now my mom might be watching, guys. She's big on Twitch. Potato says, I was downstairs making food. I had to run upstairs to turn down my speakers. So you see, we can't please everyone. Okay. And Benson, it's true. It's weird that this Terrence stream is just showing Jared and Evan. You know what, Ben? I think you're right, man. I think it should be more of this and less of those guys. But also, you spelled my name wrong, and that means
Yeah,
we can't be friends.
it's got. The C is spelled with the American cent symbol,
Yes.
and the R is
And
capitalized.
it's backwards.
It's backwards. It's like a backwards rand symbol.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Toys R Us,
Oh, Terrence
but with
T
backwards.
R
Yeah.
ins.
Yeah.
Or this is threes instead of E's.
Totally, of course. Yeah. Yeah. At least that's my rap name.
Can I get a bad version of this?
Yes.
And I'll stick it
And I
in.
should just send you the head, so...
Yeah, that'd be great.
Damn it! I spelled my own name wrong.
I told you it's impossible to spell.
I'm replying to Nick on Twitch was like, is it Terrace with Terrace?
Okay, getting into Discord.
I don't deserve to
So-
be here.
Is it possible to find out? Like, is anyone enjoying this? Would they like more of this? I want to. I mean, I accept no as also like a. You know, it's fine if no's the answer,
It's an answer.
but I don't want to keep doing this if this is garbage.
Well, people have been watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what can we do better? I mean, we could make better video games.
I feel like I've been really quiet, yeah.
No,
Do-
it's
do-
okay. You're
do
actually
this
beginning
better.
work doing. I've done hardly anything. This is not 2 hours of work. I've seen better 2 hours.
Yeah. So we've officially passed the 2 hour mark,
Oh gosh.
and
I think we're doing pretty well for a jam.
now you're in extra time, as they call it in the football.
Is it going to be a penalty shootout?
Feels like no.
No penalty shootouts.
Oh well, Potato says he enjoys listening to streams like this. So
Oh.
that's us.
So
Because we said the word potato like 50,000 times.
I do. Well, so this is actually relevant to me because I haven't used a lot of Twitch because our internet's been kind of completely garbage in South Africa until pretty recently. So for me, trying to figure out like what's actually good on Twitch and what people want to see was like part of the experiment here. Like, not in a sort of hopefully grating, please give me affirmation way, but like in a less grating, I would like criticism and feedback.
Positive and helpful feedback.
Not even positive, just feedback.
Well, what I discovered is that positive feedback doesn't always have to be complimentary.
Yeah?
Yeah, it can be like, it's the way you deliver it.
Sarcastic.
Is it a bit
So-
like when you tell a joke by talking louder and louder in a more and more high-pitched voice and then you deliver the punchline?
Exactly. That's what makes it funny. So,
So positive, it's just about talking in a high pitch,
He's
probably.
talking high pitch. Like,
Just like,
you fucking suck.
yeah, this wasn't a very. This is well below the potential I expected from. I want to. If I could have those. Okay, I'm making those materials. Skin.
Benson says, yeah, it's great. The banter feels like in the Free Lives house.
Very realistic then.
Yeah. But of course, as you can see, we are not in the Free Lives house. We're in a shack.
Do you think Benzinus is saying that because he's just trying to make the point that he hangs out with us?
Oh, I see.
It's like.
He's trying to hitch his horse to our cart, so to speak. Or is it the other way around?
Yeah, well, for that you'd have to first assume that there's some value in knowing us.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't say it was a great cart.
Oh, his eyeballs are on the same thing in the version you gave me.
What?
eyeballs are in the same material.
I know. Oh my gosh. There's morph targets, I think.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's just.
Oh, it kind of looks like one of the dolls from Toy Story, with that kid who abuses the toys. It looks like the remnants of that.
Needs some like burnt hair and
Yeah.
stuff.
So I'm just completely cheating and just making the skin glow. 'Cause it'll make it look like it's got like subsurface
Surface scattering.
scattering. But it's just glowing skin with no good shadows.
Oh gosh.
Yay! We have a human being burning in a fire.
How to start a fire? Actually, starting the fire. The answer to starting the fire was buy it off the acid store.
So what you're saying is that we didn't start the fire.
No, we did. We bought off the acid store. It's a very
We
important
started the
step.
fire.
But that was a joke that you didn't even get. We
Don't get
didn't
humor.
start the fire.
Oh, I missed the.
The Billy Joel reference.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, well, see you guys next week.
Hold on. When Benson said that this was just like the banter in the Free Lives office, was that a actual subtle diss? And like the rest of Free Lives?
Yeah.
Did he actually mean that this is living up to the standards I expected because you've done such poor work in the past?
Yeah. This is as high as Free Lives is ever going to get.
So
Nick Cuthbert actually sent through the music video for We Didn't Start the Fire because he got the joke immediately.
it's really bringing up
Good job, Nick.
the level of intellectualism in this stream.
Hey.
If only could get smart people like that to actually do the work. Oh, so you said there's morph targets.
Yeah, so
Okay, let me find out. Animation. Where is this?
If you
I've
just-
done this before.
go to his head.
Go to what? Just select this.
Click on his head, yeah.
Yeah.
And then blend shapes is at the top there. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Okay. Hold on. Yes.
There's normal maps as well.
Well, you didn't give me any materials. You just gave me like
I sent you a zip.
nice.
I'm gonna get off Evan's screen for a while because that is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, you had them in a project already. I think they're way too shiny. Okay. Does the teeth share the same?
There's all one mesh. I can fix this quickly.
Okay, no. This isn't important right now. I'm just gonna get the the rest of these things working. How did I make it look so? Oh, that's how I did that. No, that's definitely not right. Has everyone gone quiet, or is it just you, Terrence?
No, it's actually it's you guys who've gone quiet.
Damn it!
You're in the focus mode.
I forgot. Oh, we're in the overtime mode.
Yeah, you're in super overtime.
Using the
Well, Marigold was
But-
just saying, anyway, thank you for the streaming. It's really fun to watch. I've got it around. Say bye to
Oh, cheers,
Bye,
Manimal. Thanks for
Manimal.
joining us.
Yeah. So, Now
Yeah.
we've lost him. Now we can talk
Damn
crap
it.
about him.
No, look at his cool stuff. Look at Managor's cool stuff. Look at this rad box thing. How cool this is.
That's
And-
cool.
But you're the box. Watch.
It's boxes.
Add credits to your games, they said. That means if you're like a sentient box, you're jumping onto other boxes.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, that's super good.
Yeah, go check out Managor. At Managor on Twitter.
Yeah, I think we need to go tell people to go check out Managor. Looks like he's doing quite alright. Whoa. That's good work. It's really good work. Oh, I know this game.
Oh, cool.
This game's super
Yeah, you
good.
can move the window around.
Yeah, super good. Well, you hook the edges of the window, right? And then you can climb on the window. So you can say move the window there, and the window follows you. So you can explore the world using
Jumping
this.
off the
Yep.
window as a lever.
This game's roguelite. And a go as well. This game's cool. Anyway,
We could just do a stream of this of us just like looking at.
Managor's work.
Looking at
Managor's
cool
work.
games.
No, let's not do that.
Not now. Okay, so where we at? We've got a man with a head
He's got a head.
and who can be thrown in the fire,
And now he's going to feel pain.
and now he's going to feel pain. Jared's worked on some textures to add to stuff.
I'm just busy fixing the teeth.
And I'm going to make a nice script.
I don't think the body's gonna
Maybe.
happen.
No, it's not going to happen. But that's fine. We'll make a body next week. And then we'll have a body, but we'll be able to reuse this head, right? That's what's going to be cool. Pain source.
Pain sauce.
And
That sounds like a hard house DJ's name.
Pain
DJ
sauce.
Pain Sauce.
DJ damage.
face. Okay. I'm going to put my pain source on my fire. I'm going to put my face script. What do I interface with? I haven't done this in a while.
Morph targets.
Yeah, I mean I've done it, but not in a while is what I'm saying. I don't know if I offhand actually know the thing, but this morph targets are super fun. We had them in Genital Jousting when you destroy the vending machine. It just sort of bends the metal into like various shapes.
Cool.
It works so well. Like I wish more games would just do destruction with or disfigurement with morph targets. Can you access a morph target? Oh, it's like you have to. I am gonna have to look this up.
So, how much of doing the programming is like
Googling.
Googling
Most of it.
how to figure it out?
Look, once you've Googled it about 10 times,
You get
you don't Google it. But then you also run the chance of like writing your own script and making a horrible mistake and wasting all of your time. It's not actually called a morph target, is it? Morph target.
Splint shape, maybe?
Yeah, blend shape is what they like to call it. It's the Maya vernacular. This is simple. Okay, where's your script example? Does it have to be a skinned mesh?
Yeah.
No.
It's not just a mesh render, I'm sure.
Let's see. You're right, it is a skinned mesh render. Okay, so this is this. This is the copying section of today's feature. Okay. Oh, this is simple. Okay. Okay, face. And, this is not good code. It's not generalized at all. My pane source. Okay. Did you just see that node? Look away.
Managle's parting comment was that the horrible face is looking great. I'm assuming he's not talking about either of you.
The burning face.
No, that work. That shouldn't work.
What does it feel like having what people watch you code, Evan? This is what they're doing right now. They're
I think
watching.
Unity's lying to me. No, what does it feel like?
Yeah,
it's sort of
it's
a prickling on your skull. You know that feeling when like something's perched on your shoulder and it's watching you eat food?
Yeah. Yeah.
Feels,
No, I don't.
feels like you're just like eating some chips with a knife and fork because you're trying to be proper, and then there's a thing just sitting on your shoulder and it's whispering in your ear, think of the calories.
Yeah.
It's a lot like that.
Except a lot more judgy.
Yeah.
Okay, you're now 10 minutes, 15 minutes into extra time.
Where is this? Why does this not contain a reference to blend shape count? Okay, I don't think I need to know this. I think Unity lied to me. Okay.
Give him pain.
Pain source.
Pain source.
Yeah, you see how kind I am. In pain is assigned to false.
So what does that mean?
He's not in pain at the moment. If not in pain, why don't we see if he's close enough to the fire? If dust is less than pain sensitivity. See, maybe he's a bit more sensitive. But less sensitive. If it's less than pain sensitivity, his pain count goes up by 1. You can. I feel like a bit of Bob Ross would be good in here. Just a bit of.
All he needs is a friend.
You can call this variable anything you want. I'm calling it pain sensitivity. Oh, look at that! Pain count is up by 1. It's having a bad time.
In your world, anything is possible.
And you could.
Look at the happy birds.
His face can look like anything you want. Blend shapes. So he's now in pain. And pain is assigned to true. And now.
Lich Sugar Daddy saying, not understanding shit in the programming part, but I'm liking it. Well, neither's Evan.
It's very close to my experience of it.
Is it still is it programming a lot of like if and buts and like if but not?
Good programming has a lot of that. Actually, good programming has very little of that. Actually, no, it's bullshit. It's really the number of ifs is completely unrelated to the quality of programming.
Okay, just depending on if there needs to be a lot of ifs, there's a lot of ifs.
Yeah, well, arguably complex logic will have more ifs and more cases and things like that where you check variables against each other and then do different things based on the outcomes of those checks.
Right. So when this equals this, then this happens.
Yes, and so if you have a lot of those, you don't necessarily have a good program. In fact, you might have a bad one, but you'll have a lot of different things happening based on different rules. Some people would say in game design, the fewer rules you have, the higher the quality of your game design, particularly if the outcomes are of those small set of rules are of a high number. So you small number of rules, a lot of different possibilities,
Right.
equals high elegance, which is good. But not necessarily. That equals very elegant, and some elegant things are beautiful in a sort of code aesthetic or a game design aesthetic. However, some things are very inelegant and are still beautiful in a different way. Take for example, Sonic Dreams Collection. Really inelegant game design, very fucking inelegant. There's a sequence where Sonic has some forgotten Sonic games, and Sonic spends a while in one of the sequences just running to the left, which feels uncomfortable because he never runs to the left.
Yes,
But he's also got really muscly quads and hamstrings, and he's really beefy legs just running to the left
That's awful.
for a long sequence as the camera slowly zooms in on them. And it's not very elegant game design at all, but it's beautiful.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and you also filmed some porno scenes, I think, in one of the other sequences of the game. Sonic and Tails, budget porn.
Fluff.
Yeah, and she gives birth as well, I think, at one point, if I'm not mistaken. Well, she's certainly in the hospital. And you make some home movies. Not elegant at all, but beautiful. So, to answer your question, Sonic Dreams has probably a high number of if statements to the complexity of the outcome of the game, but
It's still a beautiful.
it's still beautiful. And don't ever stop making games, arcane kids. You're geniuses.
Meanwhile, Jared's still grafting away.
Have you haven't even seen? Do you have a screen that can play anything? Can you play something?
What should I be playing?
Room of a Thousand Snakes.
As in, you just want me to play that audio?
Just play. No, play the game. Play the game.
Well, I mean, I can't play it now.
Why not? It's
Because
beautiful.
We're streaming.
I'll play it.
No, finish the game. Finish up the game.
People want to see this. Okay, well, you don't have to show them. They don't have to know how good it is.
If you want to, go and check out. What's it? Land of a Thousand Snakes.
Room of a Thousand
Room of-
Snakes.
Room of a Thousand Snakes.
Arcane Kids, genius.
Best theme song.
Okay,
Yeah.
go check it out.
Okay, well that's done. Thanks for ruining it.
Hi, David. Has the food arrived?
I don't understand
I-
sign
no
language.
one
I think he
understands
said
sign-
that the double Emperor burger
Has
was
arrived.
disappointingly small.
Right.
As most things are.
Well,
Wow.
Hold on, what are they doing? I was making pain. Real human pain. Okay, so if the pain distance is greater than that, the pain is otherwise if the pain distance is not.
Okay.
Ooh. I need a variable
Sure.
called pain.
Okay,
Amount.
so Evan, your burger has double patty written on the bag, and Jared, yours has nothing written on the bag. I'm assuming it has steers on the bag.
Over time, he's
it's
going to
not just
become
like a
more
brown
in
paper
pain.
bag with like a burger squashed into the bottom of it.
Just sat on it.
A
It's
greasy.
fine.
So if you were, David, help me here. If you were to, say, have someone drag you onto a bonfire,
Okay.
how quickly would the transition of your face from a sort of look of sort of passivity to a look of pain happen? In about how many seconds?
Okay. How
at
long
the-
have I been dragged?
So you being dragged, you kind of, there's a threshold where it starts to get really painful and you realize that.
Yeah.
How long does it take for your face
Let's
to sort of
change.
what
Once you
we would
realise.
say is maybe morph target into a painful expression.
I would say if I was dragged, not for a long time, just
No,
like
it's a
quickly-
quick yank.
Yeah, a quick yank.
I mean, sometimes you take a moment to realize that the
Jesus,
fire is hot.
Yeah, yeah.
To be honest, it's like the pain threshold, like a good 30 to 45 seconds before like I click. Oh god, I'm on fire.
Are you saying 45 seconds?
No, I'm not even kidding. It's like
Before you
like,
realize-
because I'd be in the crowd like, yeah,
You're
cool,
nervous.
like just like yank, and then be like, oh, ah!
That was more like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
Okay, I'm putting it at 4 seconds.
4 seconds,
4
yeah.
seconds it is.
Because you'd be like, for 45 seconds, you'd be like, that's like you going, how do I feel about this?
Yeah.
What does this mean to my life?
Mm.
Who
It's like
am-
because
Oh, it's call a friend?
yeah, cool. Who am I in
Can
this
I call a
new
friend?
firewall?
Yeah, like-
Oh no, I have to unlock my phone. Okay, draw the
Yeah,
pattern.
phone.
and then you're like, oh, I got a tweet update.
Yeah,
okay,
tweet update.
yeah,
Quickly check
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah, exactly.
Google, I'm on fire. How should I feel about
You have a
this?
selfie, yeah, like you have a selfie on Instagram.
Just find the right hashtags to that, get the right filter.
Okay,
Hashtag fire, hashtag on
The
fire.
thing is, I'm not prepared to do that because we've got minus 10 minutes to do this in.
No, minus 23 minutes.
So I'm not prepared to build social media into this game.
Okay, so I
Oh,
would say
that's,
4 seconds.
Okay,
Okay.
I actually think if we're removing all of the social media aspect, I'm saying 3 seconds.
This Sugar Daddy says, you've just created a pain simulator 2018.
Yeah?
Basically. That's a good name.
Pain Simulator 2018.
Yeah.
Good luck, guys.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye. Love you, David. Yeah, I said it live. I said it on Twitch. I said
Hey, Jared. There you go.
it.
Joy, fuckers.
How fast do you think your face goes back to normal?
What?
David's face has never gone back to
Okay, it's
normal.
gonna go back
Oh.
since that incident where you got dragged onto the bonfire
Oh.
that we're busy accurately
When
depicting
he
it
was
was
a child.
Hey, Terrence. Wait, yeah, all of you. Fuck you.
Thanks for the burgers, David.
Suck it, guys. Kids just gonna have spit on their burgers.
Is it Jared?
I haven't said anything.
Okay, let's take a look at where we're at. At minus 25 minutes. And counting.
Okay.
Evan's still doing code.
Yeah, no, it's. Oh, you know, telling all of those
I'm just
If you
carrying
could
on
call them-
sculpting here.
jokes, I've barely made any progress while I've been googling snake pits.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of pits, Jared is actually creating some more pits right now.
It's true.
That's what we call
Yo!
Some
the
stink pits.
segue in the biz.
Huh. If not in pain, this is necessary.
So will I be able to be home in time for my son's graduation, do you
Maybe.
think?
This is all on Evan.
How old's your son?
He's 4.
Is he really talented?
Oh yeah, also you guys are going really slowly. So.
I think you've just you've underestimated the or overestimated the speed at which game development happens at.
Yeah, I think
Or-
that's
And I can say that with confidence because it will sound more true.
or I've overestimated my my son's
Your ability to graduate.
graduate.
I'm sorry.
Gradu-
That's not,
Oh.
it is.
yeah. Play school. He graduating play school soon.
It's not. He may graduate in the. He may never graduate, Terrence.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, hey, like father, like son. You know what I'm saying?
Land a job in video games.
Yeah.
No, actually, I kid. Video games is a very difficult and technically challenging field.
Okay. It is true though, because I mean, we
I
have
had-
people who are in the field and are watching
Yeah,
your,
I had
your
to-
code and not
I-
knowing what is going on.
I had to give some serious. I had to talk to some kids recently, and via video, obviously, but I had to explain to them, you know, how I got to where I got to. And it was got me all serious.
Got your old
Yeah, you stay in school, kids. Don't
Yeah.
mess around.
And you were like, choose your friends wisely.
Yeah.
Because if you want to be great, you have to have great friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's true because
That's
those jerks who don't support you will drag you down.
We can play that video on the stream if you want.
No.
I haven't.
You won't play a Room of a Thousand Snakes, but you'll play that.
I am the master and controller of the stream.
It's gone mad with power.
Potato, is it hot as fuck in South Africa?
It's actually winter here,
Yeah.
Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
So it's exact middle of winter and it's raining outside.
It's quite chilly.
We've had to board up the place.
Yeah. Extra insulation. I was literally in snow last week, so you know.
Where was that?
What? How
Yeah.
did you go into snow?
Where was that?
Ceres?
In Ceres, yeah.
What, did you go to Ceres because there was snow or you're passing through naturally?
Yeah, we happened to book a holiday there a couple of months ago, and it had on our last day the most snow in 10 years fell,
Yeah?
and so we were like, well, since we're literally like 20 kilometers away from where it's falling, should we go check it out? And we did, and I literally had actual snow falling down on my head.
I did see a photo that you posted of that.
How did that... Well, literal snow?
Literal snow. Like gently falling on my head. And I know it sounds stupid, but it was actually magical. Like,
So you're going to show a photo of your snowy head, but you won't... Wow, that looks good.
There's a good photo.
Yo!
I'm gonna show that.
I want to like...
That's me.
I want to watch like the Christmas Carol that's based on that experience.
What was great though for my boys, they were asleep while we were driving there, so it was the world was normal for a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old, and they woke up and it was like we're in snow. Like, what is that? What is this? White powder on the
amazing.
ground that's coming from the sky. That makes no sense to us. Potato says, Jesus, that hair is a fire hazard. Well, firstly, my name's Terrence.
Also, my script is doing nothing. It's really disappointing. I feel like with that photo, it leads me to believe your hair is going to look amazing when you're an old man.
I am hoping for like a completely white hair.
Or if you could just get like half white down here, and then you got like a Wayne Coyne
cool,
look.
Cool. What's happening at the moment is that some of my hair strands are half black and half white. So like the bottom half will be, the top half will be black and the bottom half will be white. So it's like it's run out of ink as it's being printed. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, so anyway, Potato, my hair does catch on fire occasionally, so which is fitting for the theme. So where we're at, Evan, what's going on with your screen here?
I was doing some scripts, and then I think it wasn't saving my script, but now I think I've just made it save. So this is going to work, maybe.
Okay, all eyes on your screen.
Oh, it's beautiful, Jared.
Whoa, Jared, that's awesome.
Okay. How do I turn it? Okay, now I need to. Hold on. This is.
Hello. It's like his face is melting.
His morph targets are so bad.
Are they though? Okay, look here.
Oh, the pain! He just realized what happened. That 4-second delay is so weird.
Look, it's based on a real account of being burned by fire by David, who's apparently had this experience.
That's a tenth of what David's experienced.
It's a tenth as uncanny as David's real life experience. Oh, this morph target's beautiful though.
Yeah, Liz Sugar Daddy saying kind of slow. So
Yeah.
wait for it. Wait for it.
Hold on. I think I made the distance. Damn it. 2.
So we've almost got a thing.
Sort of. If this is what you wanted, I mean,
Yeah.
it's technically a thing. I think Room of 1,000 Snakes is still technically better. But then, it stopped being a thing. Okay. Oh, despite David's first-hand account of being burnt by fire, I'm going to change these values. Okay, so now he stops being in pain. He starts being in pain in just under a second, and he goes into full pain alert, and then he will stop being in pain in. Why is that not working? Yeah, I think I need to put some debugs. And you'll. How far away? Where is this fire? Might not be where I think it is. No, looks pretty good. Okay. No. What? That can't be right.
Potatoes asked, have you guys ever had a serious burn?
I have.
Was
It was after New Year's Day, and some people had like a massive bonfire on the beach. And I went walking on the beach the next day, and the sand had covered up all the coals, and I stood on the coals. My foot just went like. Had to go to hospital and stuff. It's pretty sore.
does not sound like a great time for you.
No.
So put out your fires, kids.
Put out your fires, kids.
Don't make fire on the beach.
Okay. Why am I so bad at coding today?
I'm also bad at art.
No, you're not bad. You're doing good.
What? Have you seen his toes?
Those are like proper Rob Liefeld toes. Rob Liefeld will be proud of you. Just put some some belts and pouches on him, and you'll.
True.
You could be a superhero from the 90s.
Finally. That's what I've always wanted.
Who's that? There's a great superhero who's just a giant head. Look it up.
Oh.
He's the best. Well, he's not a hero. He's actually a villain.
He flies around and stuff.
Yeah, he flies in like a magic chair, technology chair. No?
Giant head supervillain.
It's got a great name as well.
MODOK.
MODOK.
Oh, yeah, that's his name. That guy's
MODOK.
cool.
Such a good design. Oh. How do you spell it? MODOK like that. Oh. Best. This is like a good character to make in one of these jams. Like this version of it. This is like the Rob Liefeld version. This one. In fact, I have a feeling this is drawn by Rob Liefeld, which is why he doesn't have any feet in the image.
Yeah, Potato got in there super quickly.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was very like MODOK.
Yeah,
Before
MODOK.
we got there.
So good. Oh, this image is so good. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, damn, I should have given this dude bigger teeth.
We can look morph targets, dude.
Oh, true.
Anything's possible. Oh, MODOK.
Anything's possible with morph targets.
So good, MODOK. So good. You're so good.
Okay, we're now 2 hours 37 minutes in.
I think we've done a good job.
Yeah, that's
Okay, I just got to get this guy to scream in pain. Can you record a scream quick?
On what? Do you need an audio file? Can I just record on my phone and give you a file?
Yeah.
Valhalla screen.
Sorry?
Valhalla screen.
Oh, can I do it in Discord? Can I record audio in Discord? No. I can send it to you in Discord, sure. So you want like a fire screen, right?
Yeah, but this guy in particular.
So like a short, high pitched squeal.
I think no, it should have. Look, David already told you what would be going through your head.
Oh, so it's like like that. Is that
Yeah, and then like
Okay.
let me check my Instagram.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Ooh.
That really upset me, actually. Okay, I know why my code is so bad. As well. Not coding very well while also talking.
Okay, sent you a burn. I don't know if that's a good one. That was a.
Yes.
That was weird. Oh, that face. Oh, he's not happy. Oh, it's no. Oh. Oy. Look at that.
Okay. Ooh, I have another error in my code. I'm surprised this is even working. Okay. So, weird thing about morph targets is they go up to 100. It's
What?
from a 0 from 100. It's like in an actual percentage, not like a 1 to 0 to 1. It's like 0 to 100. Also, you can apply multiple of them at once, as many of them as you want, which is like super fun. So I could put both of these on in some cases, which would be, obviously super good. Oh no!
What is happening?
Maybe I underestimated how. Okay, maybe I have no idea how morph targets work. After that explanation, maybe it goes from 0 to like 1,000,000 or something. Oh,
You find a little error?
I don't know. I'm just gonna stop doing that. I think I'm gonna stop coding. I think I'm only making these work.
As we spoke about at the beginning, when you start doing things, and it's making things worse.
Well,
Undo and stop.
I'm able to admit my mistakes. I'd like that to be known.
Next time we should make the put some mesh stuff on the pot plant. So you throw the pot plant on it. Also starts to like scream.
Oh, right.
I'm really not.
Also morphed. Everything morphs when it goes into the fire.
No, I wasn't making things worse. I was just not understanding how code worked at all. Oh, they understand. No!
That guy's loving that fire. You've made him like David. He's made for 45 seconds with no response.
Okay. Your coding gets bad when I'm talking. Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. And then, hold on, that eye, it was the left eye. Okay, so it's always going to be the left eye. What? Can't you just work? Please work.
Is it like you have to turn the other morph targets to 0 or something like that?
No.
Morph
I'm just,
targets.
I'm setting it with a variable. Okay, let's see if it even. Okay. So how often does this? That's not what I wanted to check.
Meanwhile, Jared's still adding more.
Yeah, Joe's just making things
I know.
better.
These are definitely worse.
Okay, let's stick them in because it's gonna make a huge difference. Okay, let's get them in. Oh, hold on, that was something different. That was new. Yes, okay. I'm ready for you, Jared.
Okay. Hold on.
Hey, the other eye's doing the thing. Potato says, I like the morph target with the tiny face.
Oh gosh. Thanks. Take it.
This is so good. Hold on.
Oh, she had a body.
What I said at the beginning. What's the quickest way to download the post-processing stack in Unity?
From the asset store. Oh wait, is this 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's window package manager.
Yeah.
I think it's there.
Yeah. Let's quickly get. No, I don't think I have it. Ooh. Oh, you're right. Sorry. Post-processing stack is what they call it. What? I think I hit installing something. What is this? Why is it preview?
Yeah, all of their like packages are saying preview because it's like
Because they don't want to be held responsible for their bad work.
Early access, yeah.
Also, Unity, if you want to sponsor the stream. We're just a small, underfunded paramilitary organization from South Africa. Comprised entirely of anthropomorphic turtles that grew up in sewers.
Yeah, that make cool things for cool people.
No, we make bad things for people we hate.
Yeah. We hate the stuff we make, and we hate you for liking it. It's so abusive to both ourselves and to our fans. It's amazing.
And it's true.
Yeah, it's funny because it's true.
That's what they say about humor. If it doesn't make you cry, then why are you laughing? No. I don't see it post. Damn it.
Okay, even OBS is starting to say like, "Hey, I'm gonna cut the stream now and then." So
Okay.
we're up to 2 hours 45 minutes.
Can you give me this and I'll...
That sounds true.
Oh, rad. Okay. About to stick
Sure,
it
I
in.
should say when I send you things.
Yeah. 4 days later, it's like I'm still waiting for the stuff.
I sent it 4 days ago, right?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, I think we're basically... where are we? We're basically done.
Is your screen frozen?
No, mine is still going. Should I look at what my OBS is saying?
Yeah, I think your OBS.
No, my OBS looks okay.
Oh, that's weird. I might need to reset.
Okay, but I think... I mean, we could keep on doing this all night, literally. I mean... I don't know how far we're planning on going with this. Is anyone still watching?
Yeah, people.
Do
are
people
still
like
watching.
eat dinner and stuff while they watch? Like, what is like the...
Yeah, what are you doing right now? So Potato said he was downstairs while the stream
Yeah.
was going on, so that's something. Nick Cuthbert, Lick Sugar Daddy, what are you doing while you're watching? And there's other people too who are just kind of hovering.
Yeah, I think maybe they're doing something more useful than watching us.
Well, Nick Cuthbert said, I'm doing something very tedious right now. Potato, I'm watching while playing Path of Exile.
Nice.
And
Nice.
Lick Sugar Daddy says, I'm drinking wine
What
with
is
a capital W. So not just any wine,
That's cool.
Hmm.
the wine.
think it's a good compliment for the quality of our show. Oh, I'm pretty certain you gave me a new new face. No, I'm
Did
not.
it break?
It like I didn't get any new morph targets. So I'm just wondering, it might be my import or something. Let me just see again. Okay, I'm importing a second time. I've only got 2 blend shapes on this.
Okay. Sorry.
Is it my fault?
No, it's probably my fault.
Okay, so we're gonna put a hard end at 3 hours. We're gonna call it.
Yeah, I
How
think.
far are we now?
You have 12 minutes left.
Okay, let's get
Oh
this.
my gosh.
Let's get this in. So
I sent it to you.
okay.
Next is converting materials to work in the new version of Unity.
No, I only see 2 blend shapes again.
It's like impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible, dude.
Yeah, just got the 2. Why?
There's 4.
What's going on? Are they sharing some sort of... So I'm taking the one you gave me.
If anyone watching can figure out what Jared and Evan are doing wrong, they can't get these blend shapes.
Oh, I'm copying it in again, but I'm copying it in somewhere else, just to make sure.
Literally, there's like dev issues happening live.
This would be...
This is the way.
Maybe we should set up a, what is it, like a... Alright, this one, okay, got it. Got it.
Yay! Success.
Yeah, we should have set up a repo or something
Yeah,
beforehand.
That would have taken the first...
Before.
How long? Alright, let's see...
Lex Sugar Daddy said he's drinking wine and writing. And now I'm like curious, what is he writing?
Drinking wine and writing.
Yeah.
Poems.
Poetry.
Has to be, dude.
Why would else be drinking wine?
And writing at the same time.
Whoa! That's cool!
What?
Look, Sugar Daddy says he runs a D&D campaign and he's writing some lore for that.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty cool.
Right.
Hey, look at that! It's a face on your mother could love. 8 minutes left.
Okay. I think
we guys have.
Oh, there's a body. In 8 minutes we can get sort of a body in. Okay.
Is there a body?
There is a body, but it'll get in next week when we put more things on the fire.
Cool. Well, then, do you want to say thank you to everyone for watching?
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thanks for making this happen. No, thanks for watching.
And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Search Free Lives, free_lives, and Free Lives SA. This is what you guys know.
yeah.
Yes.
What Terrence said.
What Terrence said.
Yeah. So, what is our plan for? Are we going to do future episodes?
I think we should.
Once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is kind of fun.
Yeah, this is totally
Yeah.
fun.
I think I learned.
Could
sort of
definitely get
thing.
better at this.
I think we could also start off from like, the same project each time, make it more weird, more complex. I think like for like 3 hours, Jared's got like a full character in. We could almost,
Oh my
if we get well, nearly. I mean, we can reuse the body for like different hits as well. I think this is going to be something good. I think this game is going to be good actually. We might have to come up with a better idea than putting people near a fire as a core concept.
Yeah, just we want a person on the fire. Now let's work backwards from there.
How
Cool.
to start a fire.
So this is when you say goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye. Oh,